Hello, welcome back to SDS. We are back for another Roundtable podcast episode. It is pre-season. At the moment, we're only doing one of these a week, but when the season starts again, we'll be doing it twice a week, maybe 3 times a week like we used to. As you can see by the title, what we're doing right now is we're gearing up for the next Premier League season. It's only, a month away now from starting.
Crazy.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're only like a month away from the season starting, just over a month. So we are going to do a tier list. We're going to be ranking from 1 to 20 in order the Premier League managers going into next season. Obviously, there's some newly promoted managers that we might not know, but
Who?
yeah. So we might rank them right at the bottom, but they might prove us wrong. You guys, if you support any of the teams that we're going to be covering their managers, let us know in the comments if you think we treat them unfairly, if you think we spoke about them right, wrong, etc., etc. But let me introduce the cast first for today's episode. Right next to me, we have Lias. Welcome.
It's good to be back, man. It's been a minute since I've been on Roundtable.
Yeah, we haven't done this in a while, but obviously it's pre-season. We're doing Football Mastermind recently. That's been
Yeah.
taking over the channel. And speaking of Football Mastermind, your semi-final opponent that's about to come up
Let's go.
is also on the table, Abs.
Yes. And speaking of, I ain't been in a minute. It's true for all of us at this point.
It's true.
We're going to see in the kitchen shot right now. It's true for a couple of us
I'm
still.
about to introduce him, but you're playing Lias in the
Yes.
semi-final.
Big one.
He hasn't looked me in my eyes once this whole time.
Now this guy, listen.
You're nervous, bro.
I told
radiating off
everyone the clown is going down. The encyclopedia is next, boys.
There you
I'm
go.
telling you.
There you go. I mean, you wiped away Liban.
Yep.
You've got Lias next.
Got to conquer the United fan base.
Exactly. That'll be coming out soon, so make sure you stay tuned. And next to Abs, we have a return. But this man that is here right now, he is the current best FIFA player on SDS. If you haven't seen this, all the boys in SDS bar me, the whole cast, did a FIFA tournament on the P45 YouTube channel. Link is in the description.
Yes, sir.
Every single one of them, there's about what? How many people competed in that? Including Hasiba and Russell. Like 11 of you guys or whatever?
Yeah.
11 of them, right?
Yeah.
So everyone from SDS, apart from myself, was in this tournament. Obviously, if I was there, I would have won. But
All right.
What the hell
But-
smoked too?
Ren
Yo,
won
Champ.
the whole tournament. He is the best at FIFA. You won £500 from myself. What did he do with that £500?
I gave it to charity.
What's the charity? What's the charity?
What charity you give to?
Hey, don't worry
Ren's
about that.
Ren's bank account incorporated.
The Ren charity. But Ren is not only the best football player on SDS, he's also the best FIFA player. He is
Hey,
best.
brother,
He literally
come
plays semi-pro,
Yeah,
man.
he's
nice,
He's
man.
the only one that
He
is
can-
actually affiliated with a club.
Love you, man.
Hey, where's the SFC, bro? We're
That's
affiliated.
exactly. I mean, he's so easy.
Yeah,
But he's also the best FIFA player in SDS, so that has warranted him another appearance. But what's his football takes like?
That's what he paid the £500 for.
He paid me.
I
to
paid
come
someone to give me some info. I said, yeah, I'm going to use it tonight.
So yeah, that's the table today. It's the first time as well. It's the first time combination. It's the
Yeah.
first combination,
Very interesting
Oh, you're still getting new
combination.
combinations?
Still getting new
Brother,
combinations.
big
To be
squad.
fair, I think every time I get you one, it's a new combination. You're barely on. No, it's true.
That's wild.
Hey, I'm going
That's
down. I'm going
wild.
down bad. Every time I come
That's
on.
wild.
You're barely on.
That's wild. That used to
But,
be me as well.
That's good. That's why.
Poor guy. Like.
Okay, so let's get into this. As you can see, guys, on the screen right now, what we're looking at, we have a tier list. We've got 5 different levels. We've got number 1, and we've got 2 to 5, 6 to 10, 11 to 15, 16 to 20. Where we place them is actually in order. So when we have the 2 to 5, in order, we'll have 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 to 10, same thing. Okay, so by the end of this video, we'll have everyone in their rightful positions that we agree on. We're going to discuss, we're going to debate, we can, etc. You know. So let's start. Hasib's done this, so it's in random order, I assume. Or is it enough? That's random order. It's random order. So the first manager is Ange
Postacoglu.
Post.
I got you.
Postacoglu?
Postacoglu, yeah.
Ange
Say that one then?
Postacoglu.
Ange Postacoglu,
Yeah.
the new Spurs manager.
Oh, brother from Celtic.
He came from the A-League, the Australian League.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I went and watched a couple games in Australia. Semi-finals, both legs. Sydney FC versus Melbourne City, and Melbourne City versus Sydney FC. Standard, not that high.
Okay.
He's honest. He's honest.
Yeah.
He could
Not
have-
crazy.
I
No, and I'll be honest. I'm affiliated to both clubs now. They both follow me on Instagram. I've trained with the Melbourne FC
What was
first
the thing
team.
you
Wow.
told us? You supported one team in the first
Yeah,
leg.
yeah. So the first
Team
leg,
the
I was
second.
there
Yeah.
with Sydney FC shirt. Second
Yeah.
leg, I was there.
That's
Gave him up a
crazy.
chance.
yeah.
Jack Rodwell was playing centre back.
Rodwell still playing football?
For Sydney.
Excuse
so
me?
he played centre back.
No way.
Cat's falling off.
Shout out Jack
Streets won't
Rodwell.
forget.
Shout out Jack.
Crazy.
Played centre back. But yeah, so obviously Ange managed in that league, but then he got the move to Celtic. Done a really good job there.
Coach the national team too.
Coached the national team, the Australian national team.
Yeah.
Look at that. Did a really good job there. Went to Celtic. Done a really good job there. But everyone's done a really good job at Celtic.
Me, I'm not. Anyone that does any job at Celtic, I'm not rating.
Yeah. In that league, innit? In that
Scottish League, Gerard, we saw you. Lance, we saw you.
Yo,
I'm not rating no one.
Brendan
No one.
Rodgers.
Yeah.
It just seems.
Lamps, we saw you. What
It
do you mean?
seems like a simple job.
Lampard. Lampard didn't manage
Strike
this guy.
Lampard. Say Lamps.
He said
What?
Lamps. Gerrard, we seen. Sorry,
Brother, we're like
I saw
5
it,
minutes
I saw
into the
it.
video.
strike one.
What? Yeah, they say mastermind here. They say mastermind.
Since when was Derby in the SPL?
Crazy.
No, but
Yeah.
in terms of new managers that I've seen, so like you
No,
came
but
abroad.
the point was Scotland.
Yeah.
I know. He's on me.
Do you know what I knew everyone let it go. I was like, no way. No way I'm letting it
I didn't hear
go.
it. But so, I'm assuming we don't know too much about this manager, but he is now the current Spurs manager. How well do we think he will fare? Before we put him in his position for now, how well do we think he will fare?
Spurs fans are excited, aren't they? I've seen a couple.
That's weird.
Yeah,
because
they
they used
are.
to get in the Mourinho's, the Contes, the big managers.
To be fair, that's not really the
and it's not what-
true culture of Spurs, though. I think that was a gap in what they usually do going to Conte and Mourinho. That wasn't really what Spurs are known for. And I feel like Andrew's a kind of manager who obviously you've spoken in press conferences very well. So in the I know training clips so early in preseason mean nothing. You just see them hell running around. I'm seeing Spurs fans getting gassed. But from the way he speaks, it looks like he's playing a good brand of football. And that's what Spurs are known for.
He coached a really good brand of football in Celtic. Like you said, everyone wins the league with Rangers and Celtic. So it's not, but it's really the dominance that he played with at Celtic. And it's also the style of play, bro. Even the Champions League, they didn't make it out of the group stage, but they were popping teams, bro. They actually played a very good style. I'm happy that you said this isn't really a Spurs move, to be honest with you. Or it actually
more-
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
The last
Because
two weren't.
I'm with you, bro. Spurs, for as long as I have known them, have always been like the beautiful losers, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
They never really challenged for trophies,
He's a poet.
but they
I
actually
love it.
play.
It's
They
true.
always play a nice brand of football. Like, everyone likes watching them. Maybe not Arsenal fans from like a neutral.
But that
neutral
reminds me of
standpoint.
like Arsenal back in the day.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
remember
yeah,
like the
yeah.
teams with
Emirates era
Van
at
der
time back.
Vaart and Modric
Yeah.
and Lennon and Bale at one point as well
The
too.
gems.
Adebayo.
The gems.
Adebayo.
Those are the gems.
Yeah,
They needed them.
yeah.
Even going way back with Ginola. So like they never challenged for anything, but they play a nice brand of football, and their
what
fans
they're
kind
known
of
for.
just accepted it. And I think, to be honest, Pochettino gave them like a false
Sense of reality. man.
false sense of like, oh, maybe we can take the next step. And
Yeah.
they had this amazing team, but at the
Nothing
end
to
of the
show
day,
for it.
as long as Daniel Levy is in charge of things, you're always going to come crashing down. And I think this is a nice reality check that's going to bring them back to playing a nice brand of football. Spurs fans will enjoy watching their team play for the first time since Pochettino. And they might challenge for a cup. Maybe. They might make the
That's
Europa
the
League.
history.
Maybe.
That's
Like,
the heritage.
That's
That's
the
Spurs
history of
heritage.
Spurs,
It's
bro.
the history of Spurs.
Let's stop this, man.
It
They ain't
is.
challenging that.
The way
man.
do we?
challenging
have
that.
you spoken to Fuad about this appointment? And How does he feel about this?
Fuad is excited. He doesn't really go into any season with much hope. But
Yeah.
I think he kind of just resonated with what I just said. He just wants to see good football. He wants to see youngsters given a chance. He wants to see a manager that speaks well in press conferences. And I think Postecoglou checks all those boxes.
Okay, so it's time to put him somewhere for now. We're going to order them towards the end, but he's not in the top 5 managers, I don't think.
No
6
chance.
to 10 or 11 to 15 or 16 to 20. Where we're going to put him for now?
Can we-
We
yeah.
can adjust for that.
Straight at the bottom.
11 to 15 for now?
Straight at the
I was
bottom.
going to say 6
he's-
to 10 potentially.
6 to 10?
Potentially.
I'm more leaning to 11, 15, but we can look back at it. We could look back at it, and if we see different shifts
because
over there.
obviously when
gonna
we get
shift.
too many managers-
Because I see why he's saying, because you have to think about the bottom half teams as well. He might do perform better than them later
So
on.
6 to 10 for now.
Should we do 6-10 for now? What are you thinking?
I was
Ron?
going to say, if you guys said
11, 15.
I would have put him at 11 to 15.
he said that,
11,
put him
15.
on
Nah, be reasonable. 11, 15.
Let's put him to 11 to 15 for now. Okay, so the next manager,
Big Vinny.
Ren's
Vincent.
countryman.
Oh, is that Vince Company?
He's Congolese.
Nice.
Forget.
He is
My guy,
Congolese.
man.
He's got his father is Congolese, his mother's Belgian. Vincent Company. Now he's not managed in the Premier League yet.
Yeah, but
He's
did well.
obviously done really well in the Championship, one of the toughest leagues to get out of. Smashed it.
Yeah.
And introduced a new brand of football to Burnley. Long gone are the days where they were known as a rugby team. You know?
Crazy. Pumping
Now-
channels.
Yeah. Now they were looking like a good team to watch. They were looking, but this reminds me of Eddie Howe's Bournemouth when they got promoted.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Very
they
true.
were
They were
flying.
flying.
That's what it reminds me of. I was like, whoa,
I
Burnley.
see it. I see it.
What do we think of him? How do we think he'll do next season? And where would he rank in this tier list?
It's always hard because I feel like when teams get promoted, it's very difficult because like Championship, you can always boss around, pop it, play around. But when you get up to the Prem, all the top players, the standards is different.
Absolutely.
So him, I don't know.
You know what I always found funny about the championship? Like you're saying, it's almost like the team that comes first and wins it with like 80, 90 points. They're almost always the team that struggles with the
Strongly.
most.
It's
And
true.
it's always the team that comes in from the playoffs that usually tends to be safe the first season.
I think
It's
it's
a
the
good
playoff
point.
money, man.
But don't they get the prize money?
I think it's that prize money. That prize money.
They
It's
get
hefty
the prize
still.
money.
But listen, we come back to cultures of clubs changing. Same thing with Spurs and going back to it. Burnley have just gone antithesis. They're complete opposite what they're known for. Win your battles. What do the say? You put the ball on it. That is what Burnley are known for. But now we have them here and they're playing football. Obviously, they came up against us. I think it was a Carabao Cup.
Yeah.
Obviously, the gap in quality between Burnley and United is not going to be close. But you could see that this is a team that's trying to do something. And it's similar to what we're talking about Andrew as well. A manager who's unproven at the top level, who wants to play a style of football.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you guys. I credit that a little bit more than a manager who's maybe had experience and is not playing a brand of football that has always been shown to work in the Premier League. I don't know.
It's mad as well. I think last season, there was like 7 sackings or something like that. So it's quite a lot of sackings. Looking at all these faces now, a bunch of them will get sacked.
Yeah,
more than a quarter of them will at least will get sacked.
So the question is, do we think Vincent Kompany
Which is
will be
weird.
one?
Do we think Vincent Kompany
I don't know.
will get sacked? Will at any point do we think he'll do really well and overachieve, underachieve?
One thing that we haven't mentioned either is he's a Pep disciple.
So that's
He
his son.
is.
I feel like that's why Burnley will stick to the faith, you know.
I know
Maybe,
they
maybe.
will.
I think they'll keep the
they'll
faith
have to
with
adapt
him.
a little, right?
Of
Because
course.
no one can go from playing the championship to the Premier League. It's suicidal. You saw even of Leeds.
Absolutely.
They got some good results. They got killed sometimes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But
And
I
I
don't.
Bielsa.
Yeah, exactly. And he's
Yeah.
even more of an
You
idea.
don't get much better than him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Vincent Kompany, right? Until I see a Pep disciple really like flop,
Yeah.
I believe in them.
Put the money
most
on
part.
them, yeah.
So I think Burnley will actually stay up, and I think a lot of it will be down to his ideals. To be honest with you. Yeah,
So whereabouts do we think we should put him for now? Remember,
11-15.
right
again
now it's
for
only
me.
about just putting them placeholders and we'll adjust towards the end.
I'd probably put him on the lower end of 11 through 15.
11 to 15 as well. Put him
Yeah.
11 to 15.
Put them there.
That works. 2 ball playing man. Oh, hello.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh.
next.
Speak about.
Next, we got Sean Dyche.
You know what? I like it.
Managed
Sean
to
Dyche.
keep Everton up.
I can't believe
They've
it.
stayed up last season.
They played horrible
Now,
football though.
How's he gonna fare?
Let me say this: Sean Dyche keeping that Everton team up last year is one of the best achievements in the league.
can't
Because
believe it.
honestly,
Do you reckon?
that
can't
team was
believe it.
that team was and still is garbage, man.
Yeah.
The teams that went down had better players than Everton. in my
Absolutely.
opinion.
Absolutely.
The only reason they stayed up was because he came in and, like he does at every single team
Back to
he's at,
basics.
put in back to basics, sit deep. Solid block.
Win your
We're gonna
battles.
Win your battles.
Yeah.
Win your individual duels. Like Fu says, put the ball.
Put the ball in the back. Stop it going in your net. Put in that net. Simple.
So
he's
honestly,
right.
and I think he actually is much better tactically than a lot of people give him credit
Agreed.
for. I will always say that.
But I like it though, man.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
tired
not.
of-
He's not my brand. He's not my cup of tea. But he's.
But I like the
effective,
chaos though. I like
man. Yeah.
different clubs trying different. Not everyone
Would
try
Would
play
you
out
like
the
to
back.
kick ball on the
Yeah,
dash? Would you kick ball on the dash? You'd love
How
it,
would you
wouldn't
fare?
Oh, on the wing.
Yo,
I
you'd
like
love
that,
it.
you know. I like that.
Because the ball's
I
coming
like
in every
it.
time.
as a winger,
Every
as a
time.
winger, you're playing as a second fullback.
You're making that back six.
He's not really.
I
a
never
winner.
got to come back, but
But he's tough. He's firm. I remember Troy Deeney was telling a story in the podcast. It might have been Filthy or Ben Foster's podcast somewhere about how at Watford when he was managing at Watford, the training he made him do. It's like they were
was
in Navy
intense.
SEAls.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
He was
need
making
that.
him run on the sand into the water,
Yeah.
pick stuff.
but for him,
Like
I
some
thought,
David Goggins training.
It's crazy,
Who's gonna
it's
carry
crazy.
the bolts
And the logs.
like, damn,
They don't know
what's
me,
he-
son.
What's he putting them through? What's he putting them through? Yeah,
Yeah.
but so he's obviously a firm manager, tough manager, big character.
You know what you're getting with Sean
You know what
Dyche.
you're getting. He
Really
kept
true.
Burnley in the Prem for what, 8 years, 9 years, whatever it was, something
but if
ridiculous.
it's working, why fix it? Why change it?
But the
I can't wait to see him play against Burnley, but yeah, when he plays against Burnley from Everton. That's
And he's
good.
like,
Yeah,
whoa,
that's
this
good.
ain't the style I taught them.
What's going
I
on
like
here?
your point as well
What's
too, right? That like we have so many managers now that everyone wants
Let's
to play
play
like
from the back.
Pep. Everyone wants to play from the back, tiki taka, and you see them get killed for it, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm actually happy that there's still coaches in the league that
can't.
stay. That, bro, at the end of the
Stay
day,
true to
it's-
themselves, bro.
at the end of the day, whether we like it or not, it's a results-based business, bro. And these guys will do anything to get wins. So I have to respect Sean Dyche in that regard. I'm gonna repeat myself again. For now, I'd probably put him 11.
11, 15 again?
Yeah, that's true.
I would actually
What
put
you
him
put him?
lower.
What?
I'd put him
Lower?
lower,
Why?
yeah.
Why?
I'd put him lower just because I reckon if we're talking about managers that could end up getting sacked during a whole season, I think he could be one of them.
Especially knowing Everton,
Everton
bro.
as well.
Everton in the last 10 years.
but they ain't been
more
relegated,
managers
though.
than years.
But for me, that's more so on Everton than it is on him, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can any of these managers get Burnley in Europa League? Like he
No,
did?
I doubt
no,
He did
no.
it.
He did, but I'm talking about with the rest of the. We could
We're
put
talking
11,
about
15
as
now.
singular managers,
With-
bro.
But what I'm saying, where we're going to put him with the rest of the batch later on, I think
We'll
we
see.
might
Let's
put
put
him.
him there
obviously
for
we'll
now.
change
Let's do it for them. I've
Let's
been
put
out
him
for
11,
put him 11,
15 for
15.
now, and then we'll see. But that category, I mean, there's.
Jason Tyndall.
That's what I believe it's the Luton manager, right?
Oh, I thought it was just.
Name? Rob Edwards.
Shout out, Big Rob.
Okay, so obviously I'm assuming none of us know much about Rob Edwards, but he's done a fantastic job.
Yeah,
especially
Got them
last
promoted.
season.
Absolutely.
Fantastic job. Luton as a whole, not Rob Edwards, but Luton as a whole
they're very-
have gone from non-league
What a story.
to Premier League in 10 years.
That's a lot.
That's insane.
Tell us about their stadium too.
Their
Hey,
stadium.
I gotta visit that one
Tell
time.
us about all
Their
the
stadium. Their state. My garden sees out onto their stadium. And I can see from my window.
When you walk into that way and someone's cooking up something on the side.
Oh yeah.
We give it to you through the window. And then
What
you
was
go,
that one viral tweet everyone just replicated to? It's like, oh, if they don't make their stadium bigger by this point, they might not be able to play in the
you might,
Shut the hell up,
exactly
man. How about
rubbish. But Luton had a wonderful story. Even more so, another one of your fellow countrymen. That one
There's
player.
a lot of us, you know. What's going on here?
Yeah, lots of
Like,
countries.
yeah, outside.
But the midfielder, his name skipped my mind. Perry Rod. So I don't know what I forgot what
I
it
don't
was.
know his name either,
But he's gone. If he plays 1 minute in the Premier League,
yeah,
he'll be the first player
I
ever
remember seeing this guy.
to play
Every step
from the non-league to the Premier League with the same club.
That's crazy.
That's
First player ever.
crazy.
Because obviously players like Chris Smalling have played in non-league and Premier
Yeah.
League. Other players have done that as well.
But he's gone
But he's
up
been
with
the
them.
first one to play for the same club in every single step of
Brilliant
football.
story.
He only needs 1 minute in the Premier League. But that's the story of Luton.
You'll get that though.
We can talk about the manager now. We don't know much about him.
Yeah.
Luton, we do think they'll one of the teams that'll go back down.
Straight away.
They were definitely
They-
favorites, yeah.
They're
massive
favourites to go
favourites.
back down. He's obviously a quality coach, especially for the Championship. He's done really well. But in the scope of the Premier League and the fact that we don't know much about him, I think it's right to put him in the bottom category. Does anyone
Yeah,
disagree?
that's fine.
That's fair. That's fair.
Does anyone disagree?
No, I don't disagree.
We'll get to know more about him as the season goes on. Luton fans, if you're watching right now, I'm sure you understand why. But let us know more about, wasn't it Rob Edwards?
Yeah.
Let us know more about Rob Edwards in the comments. If he's a tactical, what kind of manager he is, because we don't know much about him. But I'm sure he's a great manager, based on what he did last season.
Absolutely.
Next up, Mr. Cooper.
Steve
The
Cooper.
one who looks like he woke up 5 minutes before the picture gets taken.
Mr. Cooper.
He's looking mad crazy in this picture as well.
Last season, at some point, it looked like he was going to go.
Yeah.
Looked like Nottingham Forest signed way too many players to stay in the Premier League. But he did it, and they stayed up. Steve Cooper, what do you think? of him?
I think we need to credit him as well, because a manager having that kind of volatility in his changing room.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
it's just continuous new players. Even if you said, I want X amount of profiles here, you don't just want this continuous where it's like 20 players are here. These are new players that, we haven't kicked ball with each
New
other.
squad.
No
It's
stability.
crazy getting a whole new squad in your team. So credit to him for obviously keeping them up. We'll have to see what the guys think about the style of football that he plays. Is obviously with bringing Morgan Gibbs White and Brennan Johnson. I like
What
when
a
I see
signing.
Awoniyi was
yes,
really, really
Awoniyi,
good for
huge
them.
coming
He
in
was
for
moving
him.
like Drogba at the
Huge
end of the
coming
season,
for him.
bro.
Scored
Especially
some
right
very
now, on the
important goals.
21s, he's balling out.
Gibbs White.
Oh, what a player.
Yeah,
England in
Morgan
general,
Gibbs.
balling like that. They're in the final. They haven't conceded a single goal the whole time.
Brilliant, brilliant,
Whole
brilliant
tournament.
England.
Shout out Angel Gomez.
Yeah, for
See
real.
what I mean? You miss him, man?
My boy.
Well, you
Just,
miss him.
just Angel Gomez, man.
Shout out ESR.
Shout
He's a
out.
grown man. He's a
That
grown man.
24-year-old.
That's a grown man.
I love ESR, but nah.
That's a grown man. Can you ball the youth?
Please play your age, mates.
Bro, he's like 22, no?
Who's
Nah,
that?
he's 23 still.
In
He's
the under
23.
21.
I think
Who's
just
that?
turned 23.
22.
I was checking it the other day.
ESR.
23.
He's 23
Because
still.
I think you
I'm
could just
I'm
turn.
DSR.
If you start at 22,
But Saka's
No,
21.
he can't be.
ESR, I think, only a year older.
can't be.
Anyways,
must be
I'm dissing
22.
Must be
ESR like
22.
Angel
It
Gomez.
must be
ain't like
22, it must be
22.
22.
Yeah,
He's the
Angel
same
Gomez
age,
ain't
I think.
played
They must be
for how long?
22. They must be 22.
Yeah, he's 22.
22.
man.
21, so that's 10 years.
Who said 23?
I knew that. His birthday coming
Yeah,
up.
but Angel Gomez
grown man.
isn't a spring
No,
chicken.
but he
himself.
looks like he's a spring chicken.
Yeah,
Literally.
Yeah, he always will. But
Cooper.
Steve Cooper, where are we placing him for now?
I would go 16, 20. To be
I agree.
honest with you. I think, look, Forest did well to stay up, but I think they also were very fortunate that a lot of other teams
didn't
around
fall
them,
points.
honestly, were like going months without winning a game.
Yeah.
If I had to predict the first 5 managers get sacked,
It's him.
my
He's
money
in
would
there.
go on him. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
agree.
think he'd be in there.
I agree. We'll put him in 16 20 for now. I'm going to get the reason why I made this video is
Yeah.
I'm very fascinated with the 2 to 5 category. That category
That one
is going to be
spinning my head. I
interesting,
can't lie.
you know, because there's going to be some debates in there. Next
Is
up,
that Fuzi's favorite manager?
Lopetegui, one of Fuzi's favorite men.
But he's one of his
He
as
did
well.
an amazing job for Wolves, by the way, last
But
season.
Lopetegui, yeah, he did do an amazing job.
Such a slept-on job.
People are
honestly.
forgetting that they were
Bottom
in
at
there to be
Christmas.
relegated. They were one of the favourites to get relegated by Christmas.
Yeah.
They were bottom of
Yeah.
the league. And they actually not just survived, but pretty comfortably survived.
Yeah.
Lopetegui obviously managed at Real Madrid,
Sevilla.
Spain, Sevilla, and now he's at Wolves in the Premier League. So his resume says he's 2 to 5.
Yeah, big CV. But he ain't 2
his
to 5 in
resume-
my eyes.
If you but
Resume height. Resume height. Resume
if I
height.
said someone that's managed the Spain national team, Real Madrid,
But it sounds
Sevilla,
cold.
Hey,
Yeah.
you would think that's 2 to 5.
All he managed Manchester United, so he must be 2 to 5 as well.
And he managed.
He said, what made you go that verse, sir?
What'd you say?
What's that for bro?
Abs thinks that he's a 50-year-old Norwegian guy, bro.
That's my guy, bro. That's my guy, though.
All right, Lopetegui. Chat to me,
He's
boys.
lost Ruben Neves, man.
Yeah, big
He's lost a
loss.
huge player to Saudi. So I'd like to see how they fare.
John Moutinho was out as well.
Jan Moutinho gone as well. It'll be tough for these guys, but obviously I agree with what Leah's saying. The job that they did for where they were at a dark time in the middle of the season, I got to give credit to him. Some of the signings, I think he signed Dawson from West Ham. You'd think when a name like Lopetegui comes in, he's going to bring in these beautiful. He just said, Dawson, you come in, mate. Sort out my back.
Costa, he brought in.
Yeah, he brings Diego Costa. Yeah.
I like it.
But that's what I'm saying. He's smart Premier League signings.
He's turning Wolves Spanish, actually. Like,
Yeah,
He is
the
a
big
bit-
guys just flooded
Yeah,
him out.
Portuguese team.
all
That's
the
true.
Portuguese guys are basically out of
Shout
there. He's
Bruno
bringing
Lage.
a lot of Spanish guys in. But I think they
Bruno
could struggle
Lage.
this year, though, because it looks like they're going to lose Nathan Collins to Napoli, I believe. But Brentford, who's the other one?
Killman.
Kilman.
Yeah,
He was
Napoli
the
one. Yeah,
And
yeah.
both
at the
of
back.
those two, I'm a fan of both of them,
Yeah,
to be honest
Kilman's
with
good
you. So
player.
I think they could both be some big losses, like you said, Neves. So Wolves are going to be, in my opinion,
I think
down
relegation battle
there
down there at
again,
the bottom.
fighting for like spots 10 to 15. But him, maybe 6 to 10, to be honest with you, bro. I think he's a good
Lower
manager.
end of 6 to 10.
Yeah, maybe 10th.
You think he's in the
10th,
top half
11th,
of Premier League managers?
He's a mid-table manager for me in this Premier League.
6-10, but that could be. We could put him
Oh,
at
so
the
we
end
could
of
change
that.
it after.
If
We could
Yeah.
put him at the end of that.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do that. I'll
You
go
know,
for
he
it.
could
I think
be-
he's
I'll
better
back
than
him.
the 3 we have in 11 to 15.
Yeah,
But how much better?
but then he could be
Enough to be higher.
11th. He could be 11th.
Yeah, true.
But we'll see. He might move down. Next,
That's that. Hey, I'll tell you this one already.
this guy.
This one is tough, honestly.
Tough.
Hey, don't
between
be-
one or
Why Chelsea play so
it's
good?
very
Why
tough.
Chelsea
Yeah,
play
yeah.
so good?
Brother,
Bro, he only won the treble last season.
that's
Yeah,
England's
Difficult.
king. England's
He only
king
won
right now.
3
Still,
as well too.
we have Pep Guardiola.
I'm not sure, man.
Only
What are we
changed the
saying?
game as well.
that's Daddy Pep.
Whoa,
What?
that's
What'd you call it?
wild.
That's strike two.
wild.
That's strike two.
That was so unprovoked.
That's
Nah, Pep is
wild.
one, man. Let's cut the shit.
What do you mean?
Who's that easy? Yours?
Get
Yeah, no, I chased him
Crazy.
down the back.
Yeah, let's
You know
get,
that?
put him where he
Yeah,
belongs.
innit?
Put him where he belongs.
Pep is
Man.
one.
Get
bro.
Pep
Come
to
on.
number
Put him where he
one.
belongs, man.
Get Pep to number one.
Influence alone.
Yes, who?
Marco Silva.
did a great job for.
Fulham.
They started off very well though, Fulham.
Yeah.
Did.
Yeah.
I actually
Firing.
predicted too midway through the season. I said Fulham will be the team that second half drops out, drops off. And
Drops
they
off
did.
a little bit. Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're-
Yeah, they
they're-
did.
What's
Yeah.
the-
What's the
Rick
lottery
Shaw.
numbers next week?
I'll tell you all off camera.
He's not
I'm
going
trying
to
get
tell you. He's
everyone
not going
right.
to tell you the shouts they didn't get wrong. You said it was right. But yeah, Marcus, I
That's a
agree.
good shout.
100%. They
They
did a
did,
good
yeah.
job.
Yeah.
Signings like Palhinha impacting the team so well.
Yeah, definitely, man.
And-
Willian played
Willian.
very
Leno.
surprisingly.
Yes.
Leno.
Yes.
Yeah, Pereira.
Even my boy Andres Pereira,
Fulham
baby
were the
Bruno,
land of
baby
the
Bruno.
misfits last year, honestly, and he made it work.
They were the misfits. That.
Yeah.
It's only Mitrovic when you started getting these red cards
Yeah.
that really messed him up.
What a game!
Even
at
Carlos
Old Trafford.
Vinicius
Using his
was
head,
right
though.
towards the end for them. His position.
Yeah,
You know, so. But as a manager, I think he's a really good manager.
Yeah. I'd maybe still put him below Lopetegui though.
You reckon?
Yeah, he's on 6 to 10 for me.
But you could be in the same category. But
Yeah, of course, but I'd put him below.
I will put him in there for now.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's interesting.
Maurizio.
We've got Pochettino.
wow. I think
He's
there's where
already-
disagreements down.
He's
man.
already managed in the Prem. We've seen what he can do.
Yeah,
So we've got to take that into account, but also got to take into account how we think he'll do for Chelsea. It's a combination of both.
Chelsea.
How good of a manager we've seen of him.
yeah.
tough,
This is
So
actually
how
tough.
good of a
I'm
manager
just
he's
actually
placed with like how good we think he'll
Okay,
do.
so I remember a couple of years ago when he left Spurs, I was like, the idea of him going to Chelsea, I could see him cooking with that kind of
Really?
team. No, I remember I said it in 2021, and he's like, there was something about the idea of him going to Chelsea that he could start playing football with that team.
Yeah.
He's gone there now. There's still a lot of crazy
Team's
things that are going.
different now,
It's such a different
Too
team. It's not the same kind of team, and it's a very volatile at Chelsea. But I rate Poch.
Yeah,
I
but what
remember-
about when he was meant to come to United?
This is what I'm saying.
I'll
So
be
he was
real.
saying
You know,
it was
waiting
two
for him.
years-
You know,
I'll be real. I never wanted Pochettino at United.
Yeah, no, I remember
Honestly,
actually, you
I
told me
was
that, I remember
very against Pochettino at United. With hindsight, to be honest with you, I think I was too harsh.
Yeah.
Because
Agreed.
what we needed at the time
Yeah.
was a rebuild manager, and I actually think Pochettino, and this is why I think
He's
he
a
will do well
perfect-
originally,
he's the
initially at
best.
Chelsea.
Yeah.
He is a great
Such a good
manager
rebuilder.
to get a team together, bring players in that maybe are inexperienced or coming from the academy, bring players from obscurity, and get a team together. Maybe to
Do you reckon
challenge
that's
for
what
top
Chelsea
four.
squad? I reckon that's
That's
exactly what
exactly
they need.
what
That's
they
exactly
need.
what they need, bro.
But I will always have my question marks at the top elite level when it comes
to
down,
the crunch time
Whether you can-
winning.
it's not even because of the trophies. I even saw it at PSG, and PSG is a very difficult place to really get it right. But honestly, this is the only manager I've ever seen Messi struggle under. Ever. Ever. This guy had Messi.
That's a bad thing. to
This
have
guy
on
had
us.
Messi playing
That's
as a
bad thing to
touchline
have on your
winger
leg.
at 35 years old, bro. And again, maybe I was a little harsh on his time. I would still probably have him 2 to 5. I would have him 2 to 5.
I'm thinking of the other names.
That's why I said this
I'm
category
thinking
is
of the
gonna be
other
interesting.
names.
There's a lot of guys who are putting 2 to 5.
I'm not sure about 2 to 5.
That's why this
Really?
category is
After it's not about style of play. It's like what you've done, achievements.
Because obviously, I'm thinking about the other
We'll
managers.
get to others. Maybe put him 2 to 5 for now, and then move him down to make
Okay.
space for other.
Pochettino, here's another thing with him, right? He plays a good style of play, no doubt
Lovely
about it.
football,
But my
lovely
thing with
football.
Pochettino has always been his tactical flexibility, or rather lack thereof.
He
I've
sticks with
always,
that 4-2-3-1.
yeah, bro. I
He
think
sticks with
that's
it,
his
so.
biggest flaw as a manager, in my
Isn't he
opinion.
a
Achilles heel.
student of Bielsa as well?
Yeah.
He played under him, I think.
That
Yeah,
stubbornness,
and
that
to be
stubbornness
honest
probably
with
comes
you,
from that.
yeah,
as well.
his team's high pressing, but honestly, when the game kind of gets out of their tempo, I think his
Yeah,
teams
they
tend to
struggle.
struggle.
So let's put him 2 to 5 for now. I like that.
Yeah.
I think he's a top coach. Okay, next we have this man.
This is Bournemouth's new manager.
Bournemouth's new manager, what's his name? Iraola.
Faisal was gassing this guy, bro.
CBK was shot.
Where did he come from? What team? Vallecano.
Vallecano,
So La
yeah.
Liga manager. So Faisal would have been handy here. But he said Faisal was gassing him up.
Faisal was gassing him up.
Faisal was
Gassing this guy.
La Liga merchant.
La Liga, innit? Came from La Liga.
What club's he at?
Bournemouth.
He's at Bournemouth
Yeah,
now.
they're going down.
And he hated Gary
Going down.
O'Neill, by the way. He was so happy to see Gary O'Neill get sacked.
Yeah,
But Bournemouth have been known for playing good football, though. I give it to my coaches of clubs.
They did well under him.
This is a fit of coaches of clubs, really. I'm guessing from a Spanish manager. I don't know the football that he plays. I didn't watch Rayo Vallecano. I'm not going to lie and say I did. But from the kind of culture that we're talking about that Bournemouth have, from what Eddie Howe has already done from previous years, maybe it's a fit that will work for them. But in terms of where we rank him as managers, this is such an unknown asset, isn't it? We don't really know. We don't have much.
16 to 20, man.
Yeah, 16
Oh,
to
yeah,
20,
only
so-
because it's unknown. We'll put him
Yeah.
there for now. But that category is looking like the unknowns and Steve Cooper.
Was this the chosen one?
Okay,
Moise.
David Moyes.
Moise.
David Moyes, the chosen one. You got the job on a technicality
Of
of
a
a manager who recommended you. You are nothing. You are a fool. And you're a waste of, was it time?
Yeah,
Waste
waste
of
of
time.
time.
Don't forget good
Yeah. Next Tuesday, April Fool's Day. You are the biggest
fool in
fool in
Manchester.
Manchester. And that is you, David Moyes.
Give it gigs it till the end of the season.
Second half of the season, we're going on title charge.
Hey, hold
Shout
on.
out Tate,
He
man.
was Andrew Tate before Andrew Tate.
Yeah, he was.
He's
That's
the
the
OG.
real Tate.
Like that's
the real Andrew Tate.
That's the original Andrew Tate. It's like,
Andrew Tate.
what-
Top G. That's my top tier right there,
Andrew
bro.
Tate. But David
really
Moyes, he obviously he's a legendary Premier League manager. I think he's probably the most appearances out of all these managers in the Premier League.
Yeah.
He's literally magic in the
I think he
Premier League.
recently passed Hodgson. I remember them two.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
joined
yeah.
Did he
interviews,
pass him?
something like that. I think them
Bro,
two
this
on-
guy's been
on
managing
top
the Premier
two.
League since like before Abs was bored, you know.
Fuad was 30. Fuad was 35 when Moyes coached in the Premier
Well,
League.
you watched him getting out, sir.
Bro, he's been managing for years. But then
Fuad's
obviously,
generation
so
as well.
done a
That's
great
what
job
I
at
was gonna
Everton, or done a good enough job at Everton.
I think
No, he did a great job.
I think he did a
at
great job.
He
I
changed
think
the
got him in the
culture.
top four.
Because they
Obviously.
were
Crazy.
always,
That was unprecedented them
there
times.
was always like a little
Everton were
boundary.
always
where
the
would
fifth team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously had the United
Yeah.
job. Then had 2 spells at West Ham. I think West Ham fans now are kind of gutted he's staying.
Yeah, I think he
It's
should have
though
left.
They want
He
him
should
to
have
leave
left.
after that
He
conference.
should have left the
You
all-time
can't
high.
fire a guy who just won his first trophy ever, I think, and then their first
the-
trophy.
Yeah,
anyway.
his first.
Crazy.
We're speaking about how long he's been a manager for, and that's his first trophy.
Finally got
I was
trophy.
happy for him, honestly.
Same.
Like,
How's the
but
Hammers?
at the same time, I agree with any West Ham fan that probably wanted him to leave
Yeah.
because last season was rough for West Ham, bro.
Very
Honestly,
rough.
for the
Very
squad,
rough.
the quality of side that they had, the players that they had, internationals from some of the best teams in the world. The football they were playing was poor, which you
stifles
typically get
creativity,
that from
bro.
Moyes.
Yeah, he stifles
But even the
creativity.
results, which you normally get from
With
him,
Moyes,
were
we're
not
not
there,
there.
and they were battling at the bottom at one point.
But
bro.
do you know what I
So-
think it is? I think start of the season, they changed their style of play just a little bit.
But they have to. They look at the players they signed. Paqueta,
But
Scamacca.
again, stick to what you know.
No, but bro, at
But
the
you
same
can't
time,
play
no,
around the football
fair,
with
yeah.
Benrahma.
Right. And here's the thing.
But you're
Don't
trying
buy
to do these
those
signings, but you don't know how to use them. You don't know how to use
No,
them.
but that's the problem with Moyes. I always say I think you have a very you have a ceiling.
Ceiling
bro.
with him, for sure.
If you were happy to play hoofball to Suchek and Antonio or Fellaini back in the day,
Yeah.
and win the odd game here and there and stay up, then okay, Moyes is your guy. But and it sounds crazy because again, he won them a trophy. He got them to the Europa League semifinal, had them like top 6 at one point. But I think that's the highest he can get them. And I think for me, the better players they get, the more he's going to struggle to get the best.
And they're going to need a manager that doesn't actually stifle creativity with that squad as well.
I think they're in trouble next season.
Wow.
What, you think they don't know?
Without
Obviously-
Deckers, of course.
Obviously, lost Deckers. They got a lot. They got a
Huge,
huge
bro.
investment. They got 100 mil in the bank now, but I think a few more of those big names are going to maybe leave. Obviously, they're linked to maybe Paellini in the midfield, Daniel Zakaria in
Fulham
midfield.
are
Yeah.
asking for like 90 million for Paellini.
That's
The price tag is crazy.
That's the
It's
rice
crazy.
money.
Yeah, it's
So
crazy.
I think they're in trouble next season. I think West Ham fans aren't happy they kept him. Obviously, overall, as what he's done in his career, he is probably on the upper end of like 11, 15 or lower end of 6 to 10.
Yeah.
But I think judging off recently and
6 to
what I
10?
think he would do next season, I think he's in 11 to 15 category.
Yeah, agreed.
I'd agree.
Yeah, everyone agree with that one?
I agree with that.
11 to 15, David Moyes. Jurgen Klopp.
That's
You know
a-
how good it is.
we didn't even talk about this one.
2 through
But he's a
5.
passion merchant.
But this year is big for
That's
Klopp, man. This year is
Yeah.
very, very big because not many managers that are considered elite, which I do consider Klopp elite, are afforded as many like off years that he's tended to have, honestly, with this great Liverpool team. You have last season, of course. You even have the season where they came fourth, I think, but like it wasn't pretty. Next season, Liverpool are having a big rebuild this summer. They're buying some good players. They're going to have players like Salah who are going to be dying to get back into the top 4.
Yeah.
I think it's a big season for Klopp, bro. And I've been on the record. I think Klopp, potentially, this could be his last year at Liverpool because it looks like it's going to be another 2-3 period before they get back to challenging for City again. Is he going to be there for the long haul?
Them watching Arsenal last season and seeing what they have been doing against City for how long now, and seeing Arsenal be the team that comes and combat City, thinking, they're like, this should be us. Like, how and why is this not us? That like Leah's saying, that's a huge mark on Klopp still, and like you can't really do this if you're an elite manager. He's been considered top 2 for how many years now? These guys been running the show in the Premier League.
Wouldn't you give him a leeway though? Because the amount of injuries that they have, there was a lot of injuries.
It's the ownership too. I think he's been massively let down by FSG. Like
he never calls them out though. He never
that's
calls
true.
them out.
The good guy is the good guy, bro.
It's crazy. Like what Arsenal are doing, coming second and then massively investing to make sure you stay second or continue getting better, is what Liverpool should have done when they won the Champions League, when they won the league. I always say the toughest part about football is not getting to the top, it's staying at the top. And Liverpool got complacent. So I feel bad from there, but his flexibility tactically last year was a shambles.
He didn't want to change.
It wasn't great.
He didn't want to change.
I think, listen, this is the greatest Liverpool manager in all of our lifetimes.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. I'll always say I think even though he's won everything there is to win, he has for Liverpool, every single trophy, he will still be the most, I think for me, the unluckiest man, because if City and Madrid didn't exist, this man would have done things that are unimaginable. He would have won 3 Champions Leagues and 3 Premier Leagues.
Didn't.
3 Champions Leagues and 3 Premier Leagues in about 6-7 years.
I guess we'll never know.
3 Premier Leagues and 3 Champions. Guy, I'll always say, to finish a season with 97 points.
And some of the football here.
Why do you guys love bringing that up?
Beautiful heartbreak.
Why do you love bringing that up?
Because
that's a mad achievement.
If I don't tell the story, people forget about it.
You've got to forget about it. You came second.
Talk to them.
No, you came second. You didn't win it. You came second.
Of course. But what I'm saying is, 97 points.
You know why he's doing this, by the way, right? It's so then he can pick up Arsenal at the same time too.
Oh, you see the angle. We see the angle.
Actually, you know what? Continue.
Klopp and Liverpool here, right?
But this guy
he's done a phenomenal job, and obviously we know what we're putting him in, what category we're putting him in. But before we do, just really briefly, do we think next season he's back in the top 4 comfortably?
I gotta see how the midfielders do, bro.
Not comfortably, but I expect Liverpool to be back.
I mean, they got the McAllisters and Szoboszlai now.
Yeah. The issue this guy has with his board, like you guys are saying, that this board when they're not working with you, he's like, he protects them and shields them so much, and then he will accept when you get him a 35 million from McAllister when they get them. So he's getting good players. I think the pressure's on him. I think he puts pressure on himself because he, like I said, I'm sure he's watching Arteta thinking,
no, but
this
not only just that. I'm sure
I'm an elite manager here. I should be involved in the
Trent,
challenge.
Salah must be so fuming that they're going to be playing Europa League football next year.
Oh,
these are arguably top 3 players in every single position. Alisson as well. You have top 3 players in the world in those positions, and they're going to be playing the Europa League. So they're going to be dying to get back up there.
Crazy when you think
and I think they'll make top 4 next season.
Salah and
they're really just slapping bare goals.
Jeez, when he tweeted out when they found out they're not finishing top 4, he was fuming.
Salah is
fuming.
But
you got that dog in him, for sure.
100. Bro, you've seen his pre-season training.
Nuts.
Have you seen his abs?
Sorry?
What?
I'm not gonna lie, yeah. I'm not gonna. But he's posting it.
That's
If
crazy,
he's posting it,
He's like,
if he's posting it,
You said it all right. The way this guy said it. He said
posting it, we can
topless.
talk about it. But what I'm
He
saying
said
is,
topless.
this is like,
Topless.
you see. Well, I'm not comparing him as a player before you guys
physical
go
condition
crazy.
you're talking about.
Look at like Ronaldo, those kind of players where it's like there's monsters in terms of just machines. Salah is in that reign of machines. You can see, he might be posting his training videos, but you can see this guy.
With stats in his numbers,
he's
season
insane.
after
And his
season.
stats numbers will still be. Last season, his numbers were crazy, but no one will talk about it.
He's a monster.
This guy is a monster, and I still think he's got something to say
He
next
must
season.
be so angry because he signed that big contract after Liverpool were basically on the verge of the quadruple, and he was thinking, okay, I'm going to sign on, and we're going to continue building and get back to those levels. And for the team to basically fail Salah the way they did last year, and now that he's playing Europa League,
he thought there was no step up.
He must be.
He thought there was no step up.
Real or PSG,
What
that's
do you
the
got?
kind of level.
Yeah, what
That's
do you
what
got?
yeah, he's that level of player.
Yeah, but let's put Klopp 2-5.
Where he belongs.
Okay. Next we got Mikel Arteta. This is the man. Next we got a man who once called star players football technique unique.
Wow.
He said Stars has unique technique.
Yeah, that's
Was it
crazy.
the hip?
I would agree. Unique is the word I would use for stuff.
I mean,
like
I
that.
use the word. He said it's different.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
You
said
said
unique,
unique.
and then Arteta liked that comment and laughed. So
So you're just kind of piecing the.
so he's got a good eye. He's got a good eye.
No, but you're kind of just like piecing the words together. Okay,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
said different.
I said unique. No,
You
he
laughed.
said yeah, exactly. He said
He's
his
different.
technique is different. I said it's unique. He was like, yeah, he's like, unique. Yeah. He enjoyed that one too much. But this, yeah. So obviously,
You enjoy
we've
that
got
too.
Arteta here. Yeah.
Chill out, man.
Enjoy that one a lot.
We've got, we've
Shout
got,
out Stars. He's even crashing on Stars there.
yeah, we've
Top
got
player.
we've got Arteta here.
Easy, man. 2 through 5.
It's mad. I mean, listen, I just want to say it's crazy because
It's come a long
obviously
way.
a couple years ago,
Look at
people
these
were
guys.
like
Come a long way,
laughing at
man.
him.
Look
And
at these
yeah,
guys.
yeah, eighth, and first 3 games of the season, rock bottom of the league a couple years ago, and everyone was saying get him sacked, get him gone. Even Arsenal fans on this podcast.
Yeah, I'm one
Obviously,
of them.
I was the
Yeah,
only
I'm one of them. One of them
Ren
gone.
as well. Ren
One
wanted
of
him
them
gone. But he wasn't like off camera in group chats. Me, I was still saying,
crazy.
well, this is the man. I knew his talents. I knew his abilities. From the team he was given, the Mustafis, Socrates, these guys, and you could just see from David Luiz what he was achieving with them, the
Get
FA
the
Cup.
violin out, boys. One sec. Get the
So
violin.
obviously now the rest of the world has caught up to me.
Oh,
okay.
wow.
Class.
We're on your
Okay.
level now.
Now the rest of the world
Sorry,
has
sorry,
caught
sir.
up.
It took us a while to get to.
But you're here now. I was
Okay.
waiting.
Thanks for waiting for.
I was waiting. Okay. Okay.
Now
So
you're
with this
here.
level,
Okay.
so what's your targets for next season for us then?
What's the target?
You must.
What I'm saying is, listen, 2024
Mm-hmm.
Champions League.
Wembley Stadium hosts the Champions League final.
Spot
We'll be
on.
there.
Bukayo Saka
Surely not.
has an opportunity. The last time he was in a final at Wembley Stadium,
What's your mind?
Yeah.
he was
yeah.
19 years old.
Yeah. Mr. Penn.
Just the
Next
pen.
time he's gonna be in a final in Wembley is gonna be soon. Community Shield.
Hey.
Final.
That's a home, you know.
Please,
That's a home.
fair.
please,
That's a home.
please rise.
That's a home.
You have to.
That's a
You have
home.
to.
He
must
will
rise.
rise.
You
But what
must.
I'm saying, obviously, Champions League. But to be fair, Champions League isn't.
I'm giving them 2 years, you know.
It's look.
Come on.
Valencia was. Villarreal was in a semi-final recently
Yeah.
when they
Against
after
Liverpool.
winning the Europa League. Like, we can get. It's runs in it. I'm not
Yeah.
saying we haven't been in
But
Champions League for a
anyone
while.
can do that at that
Anyone
point. We're
can do
looking
it.
at the league.
What I'm talking about is the league. The league is the
Yes.
real thing. The league is 38 games. It's the best team in the league. We were the best team in the Premier League for a big chunk of our season, but then it gets to the point of that extra
Clutch
level,
time.
that extra
Clutch
level mentality. That's what City have. But I think the signings we're making, just the players we're retaining, is just as good as the signings we're making. Saliba just signed his contract. Reece Nelson just signed his contract. That's an Arsenal boy. Saka's extended this season in the summer. Gabriel Martinelli's extended. Ramsdale's extended. On top of that, we'll sign Rice is yet to be confirmed, but it's all but done. Timber,
Timber.
same thing there. Kai Havertz. It's good intent,
Yeah.
and we're getting rid of the like a lot of
The
players as
Deadwood.
well, right? The Deadwood, like who?
Huh?
Don't name any names.
Holden's got to go.
Yeah,
That's
Hey.
it.
Party. See you
yeah.
later.
One more.
Is he really Deadwood?
Huh?
Well, who was one? Was one that? No, why
Tell us,
are you
bro.
shy?
Hey.
No. Why are you shy? Because
Come
the
on, you
moment
said
you can
Deadwood,
speak.
let's go.
This is the
Hey.
moment you can speak. By
Hey,
the
you know
way,
who?
guys, yeah.
Hey, Shaka.
Ren has never been a fan of
Xhaka.
Granit Xhaka. Tell the truth.
Hey, see you later, broski.
I think he's incredible. Stars loves him.
I can't lie. Last season, great performance, my brother. In order for us to progress, you have to go. Sacrifice.
That's a leader.
That's
you're talking
sacrifice right there.
That's
Losing
a
Partey
leader.
and Xhaka.
It's 2/3 of your midfield.
Losing two grown
Do you
men.
downgrade? Does your midfield downgrade?
No.
Arguably based on experience.
in some
Based on
elements,
experience
Havertz.
and leadership.
I'm not a fan of Havertz, you
in
know.
some elements, it does downgrade.
I
In
think
some
Anthony,
elements.
in terms of experience
But
and
then
leadership.
again, luckily,
in
if we
other
lost,
elements,
if we
it
lost
does improve.
Jorginho
Wait,
as
wait,
well, it
wait.
would have been tough.
Where
Is
was their
Jorginho
leadership?
staying, yeah?
Where was their
Yeah,
leadership
yeah.
when we needed them, though?
They
But
were there.
imagine,
It wasn't
imagine
there,
not
though.
having
They
that
didn't cross the
leadership.
line.
No, but it didn't. But
didn't
imagine
cross
now
the line.
having less leadership than that.
Yeah.
But
But like
What's
there is leadership. Declan Rice was captain of West Ham. Odegaard's captain of club and country.
But these are
Havertz was
guys.
captain at 19 at the
Okay,
Leverkusen.
okay.
You lost me there.
Okay.
You got me for a second.
I gotta get to this somehow.
Okay, let's
I gotta
calm.
get to this somehow.
Let's calm down. Let's
But
calm
what
down.
I'm saying is, obviously, this is about Arteta. It's not about Arsenal. But these signings, this team, this young squad that we're naming is all a product of Arteta's vision.
Yes.
Arteta came to Arsenal and said, "This is phases. This is phase 1, phase 2." Obviously, we had the opportunity to win the league last season. It didn't happen, but I'm not just saying this. I'm gutted we didn't win the league. But if we look at it, if we step back now, we weren't meant to win the league last season. It was meant to be to get back into the Champions League.
Such copium.
No, I'm just saying.
It's
I'm
facts,
saying.
of course it's
I'm
facts.
saying.
At the beginning, that's the
Yeah, of
standards,
course, I'm saying
100%.
then it got to the point where
You have to win it.
The chance was genuinely there,
Yeah.
so we did still bottle it.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, Arteta mapped out the phases of the season. Last season wasn't the phase. It wasn't the season we
We're ahead
were
of
meant to
schedule.
win the
Yeah,
league.
yeah.
So we're ahead of schedule.
Okay.
This season, I think now we need to genuinely, even though we did last season, but
Compete.
this season genuinely compete for the league.
Yeah.
And I think at this moment, would you not say we're currently favourites?
Do you go in
No,
and
I
say?
wouldn't
Do you
say
go,
this.
do you go
I
in and
wouldn't
say you should win the league?
No,
They're saying you're
not
gonna
yet,
compete.
not yet.
Are you not willing to say that?
Not
though?
yet.
Manchester
we
City enter every single competition on the
First.
planet as the favorite.
Facts. Yeah.
Champions League,
Yeah,
League,
yeah.
Cup. But
Unfortunately,
Arsenal, the business that they've done so far,
It's been
and I think
fantastic,
we have
man.
to see as well what City do. Me personally, I would fancy Arsenal to win
But
the
are
league.
you sp-
on this, like to this day.
Okay. You fancy Arsenal to win the league, but are you going to say
got more confidence in
but
Arsenal
are you
than
gonna
the
say
Arsenal
your
fans.
famous
I'm
words?
nervous, bro.
Are you going to say Arsenal must? 'Cause I don't think Arsenal must because City are still alive. City are still there.
Arsenal
But it's-
must
What, compete?
stake a serious
Okay, yeah.
title
I agree.
challenge.
I agree with that.
Serious.
I
And
agree
if they
with
lose it, you should be disappointed. Not like last season. Where, okay, you'd be disappointed because of where you were, but grand scheme of the season, we didn't expect to be here. Next season, you expect Arsenal to be top 2.
I
Easily.
agree.
Yeah,
I agree. And for that reason, Arteta is obviously going to go in the 2 to 5 category. Anyone disagree?
I agree. But I still got issues, I'll tell you though. Like in-game management though. Rotation-wise.
No manager's perfect though.
But rotation-wise,
let
it
him
was
cook.
poor
Let him
last
cook.
season.
Let him cook.
But
One
last
second,
season,
let him cook. One second.
rotation-wise, it was poor.
Sometimes you don't interrupt them. You know. Let them go.
Our rotation last year was kind of poor because Saka, you could see, run of games consistently.
Went
Before
quiet
started to
towards
drop,
the end. Yeah.
Started to drop. So I feel like for him,
In back-to-back years as well for Saka as well.
but for him, there's something needs to work on personally. If you want to improve and say we're going to challenge City for the league,
Yeah.
in-game management has got to improve. So
The signings
subs,
hopefully are
rotating.
going to help with that.
Hopefully.
Bit more of a pessimist and optimist situation.
Yeah, no. But that's
me
what we
though.
need, though. That's
How
what
empty
that's
cup
me
half
though.
full, I
we've got
see it.
multiple Arsenal fans on the podcast, multiple United fans. If we all think the same,
It's gonna be
a
there.
shit
It's not a
podcast.
I will say
conversation.
this,
True.
true. Arteta's management skills will never be tested more than his ability to get something out of Kai Havertz this year.
Yeah.
I am
That's
looking
very, very
forward
true.
to seeing how he pans out.
Big
Because me
experiment.
personally, although I rate Havertz's talent and I rate Arteta as a manager,
Yep.
I cannot fathom how he's going to work in this team. So if
I
he
see.
manages to get Kai Havertz back to Leverkusen form, playing left side midfield,
That's correct.
bro, he's nuts.
I see it, man.
It's what he
You
wanted
see
to
the
do, and that's
vision?
why he wanted
I
the
see
boy.
the vision.
That's why he wanted it.
He wanted him for a reason. I see the vision. Next, we got De Zerbi.
Yeah. Another one of Fuzi's favorites. Plays on the left.
Yeah.
Plays on the left wing.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Not
very
too
own.
long ago, a pretty unknown entity to
Yeah.
football casuals when his manager in Shakhtar comes to the Prem. Be like, who's this Faisal lookalike guy coming into the Prem? He comes to the Prem. He takes over a Graham Potter team that was already doing really well.
Yeah.
And he takes it to another level. It started off as like, oh, it's just Graham Potter's team. But now it's no, this is De Zerbi's team.
100%.
Done really well, but going into next season, he's lost
McAllister.
McAllister,
Caicedo's reported to be
potentially
missing.
Caicedo. I think he'll hold on to Evan Ferguson.
Colwell is going to be
Colwell
probably
possibly,
Cole Will
yeah.
obviously was on loan, so he's not his player.
Yeah.
How good a manager is he?
I feel
Incredible.
like he's an incredible manager.
As a
but
tactician, incredible.
Incredible, yeah.
Is it? Of course, he's a very good manager, but is it also how well Brighton is run that helps him?
Defo.
That's
Yeah,
Of course,
100%.
yeah.
100%. But he spoke about this as well when he was talking about McAllister and Caicedo, the potential of leading them. He sees himself as a manager who's in a club in between. You know, there's the bottom team, and he thinks he has enough quality to be beating bottom teams. And then also these players have to make another step up to be a top level team. And he's done really well with Brighton with those expectations. The reason why, obviously, he's not had a job at a top level yet to be obviously considered elite, but that is probably the ceiling on why he will not be able to go anywhere near the 2 to 5 kind of level because he's
Anywhere
playing-
near.
Not for me.
Nah,
I think he's knocking on the door.
He's definitely knocking on the door.
Impossible. You'd have to show that this season. I think one season in, seeing him do something in the Premier League, which is a great year. I really enjoy. Like Pep has said, the best build-up player in Europe, in his opinion. That he definitely deserves credit for what he's done this season. But the reason why there's a cap on him for me to be in the 2 to 5 is because it's only been a one season that we have seen of him.
Fairs.
I mean, I think you're spitting. I think I'd put him in the upper tier of 6 to 10.
Yeah.
maybe literally 6th.
Yeah.
You know, I'll put
think we
him right
probably-
there. I think
probably
he's
cement
just
that now.
outside the top 5 managers. If anyone disagrees right now,
I would put him
Speak.
6 to 10, but I don't know about 6th.
maybe okay.
He's
so
got
I'm
another
saying
name
6
he's
to 10,
thinking
but
about,
on the higher end. Put him 6 to 10.
definitely.
Oh,
Next,
wow.
we have the
Look at
man,
that
the man who
beautiful bald
moans
head.
and groans when someone's speaking to him.
Hey, I love Eric, man, but his interviews
This is my guy.
kill
He
me.
literally managed FC Utrecht, my home team.
Oh, that's amazing. I didn't
My
know
home
that.
city team.
That's
You
sick.
know, so I have something for him. You know, in my
It's
heart.
just fake love, man.
Oh, he literally managed my home club.
Man, you never bought out before. That's fake love. Man. That's fake love, man.
Why is he
That's
switching
not
up?
fake
He's
club.
switching up now.
Didn't
Ah,
Amrabat
that's
play for you
crazy.
guys then?
Yeah,
There you go.
that's what I'm saying. That's my home club, man.
Fair enough, bro. You got like 6 of those, by the way. Huh?
What?
It's
Young
nice.
boys,
And they get on TV.
yeah.
Brighton.
I got loads of teams.
Burn.
Hey, why are you criticizing me? You're a lover of the game as well. Arsenal's one of his teams.
Hey, whoa! Hey,
Hey now.
we saw that.
Heaviest team.
I won't speak about my lawyer, man. Hey, that's a crazy accusation right there.
That's nuts. This guy fueled the fire. That's crazy. That's
Trying to get
wild.
at me like
Yeah, you had to slap me on him.
got a whole lot of Lias to give out.
Hey, yo. Hold on. Hey, that's crazy, you know.
Okay.
Touche.
I'm
Small man as well.
I'm gonna give.
That's a lot.
I'm gonna.
Small man. There's got a lot. That is nuts. Oh,
I don't know why.
small man. There's a whole lot to go there.
I'm gonna give the floor to the United fans to speak about Ten Hag and what
His passes of play.
Listen, man, what he's done he's rocked my world this season, man. He's been incredible. He's rocked my world. He's rocked my world.
He has
this
rocked
season.
my world.
Absolutely,
That's
bro.
facts.
No, honestly, what he's done, obviously, you spoke about the Socrates and all this kind of stuff. Manchester United last season.
It wasn't as bad as he didn't.
That's a different debate. That's a different debate. Can I finish? I just started, really.
Nah, go on.
Let me cook.
Don't compare his team to Socrates.
I'm saying you brought that up. I'm saying the same point with what United had. United last season, the last season before this one that was done, was the easiest team to play against in the league. Yep. Such a hard team to watch. Such an unlikable team. Just such a poor time at Man United, right? This guy's come in, high expectations. These people are demanding not just results from him, they're also demanding performance straight away. So when it happens in the Brighton-Brentford game, and it looks like everything's collapsing on them, to get third at the end of the season,
Impressive.
to get to the FA Cup final, to win the Carabao Cup, brilliant season, and overachieved 100%.
Overachieved.
He did overachieve. He did
That's what he
overachieve.
does, isn't it?
He's what he does it.
He mows,
Don't
innit?
question overachievement. That's what that. So now next season, going into next season, I expect obviously with the signings that he's brought in to see more of his style of play. I think it's going to be really a fun season for Man United. I think it's these kind of years where Arteta was building the habits of the team and the way they have to be playing. Obviously, it's not similar in terms of everything that's the same, but these things that he needs to have a season, building the habits of the players, learning the system, bringing players in who understand the system, the likes of Onana who are linked to strongly, Mason Mount being brought in. This is going to be a fun season as Manchester United fans, and I think he's proven himself to be a 2-5 manager already.
Look, me, Lee, Ben, and Abs do not agree on a lot of stuff, even though we all support the same club. But I think one thing we definitely all agree on is Erik Ten Hag. I think United have finally got their managerial appointment correct since Fergie left. I think every appointment they brought in, there were question marks, and ultimately we saw they weren't the right guy at the end of the day. I think Ten Hag is finally the guy that they got right at the peak of his career, like that can contend with the best managers in the league. I agree with you. I think he overachieved last season. I think more so than just the results and stuff like that, it's the tough situations that he found himself constantly. He had the Maguire situation,
Ronaldo situation,
the
was that
Ronaldo
season, bro.
situation.
Yeah, that was a
Nuts
whole
to think
lot.
about.
I
that.
mean, you can blame him because he brought in Weghorst. That you have to blame him in that regard. But he
Having to
also
handle it.
went through a winning run through January and February with Weghorst basically playing as a 10. He beat all of the big teams at Old Trafford. Now there are question marks over him in terms of his results away from home against the big six. The playing style, I think next season he will definitely be judged on. I think this year you could give him some leeway, but next year he's getting his players in. Onana, if they manage to get that over the line, will massively change the way United wants to play. So I think it'll be a big year for Ten Hag. But
yeah,
Onana being a ball-playing goalkeeper is going to be interesting. With Wan-Bissaka right back there.
yeah.
He's going to play out
I think Ten Hag's actually
trigger press
improved
Wan-Bissaka.
I think
Ten Hag massively improved Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah.
He massively
he did.
improved Bruno Fernandes. So when we're talking about individual coaching, just as a manager, you look at the amount of players that
He's improved.
Rashford, for God's sake, man, he revitalized a lot of United's players. I think that's the biggest thing.
And
in
first half
coaching.
of the season, before Wan-Bissaka had his second half of the season, he was getting
he was in
Dallo
wilderness.
ready to be
He was
his
in
guy as well. And
wilderness.
he's improving Dallo, to be fair.
So do you want to put him in 2-5 for now?
For now,
Definitely.
I know, because I'm saying right now there's only one
That's
spot left.
confirmed.
I'm saying there's one spot left there. Well, we can keep putting managers there and move down, but I'm saying that's 2-5. That's full. Next we have Thomas Frank.
That area is fine.
Yeah, great manager.
Yeah, Thomas
6 through 10 for me.
Thomas Frank, yes,
Yeah.
for sure. 6 through
6 for
10, but
Very good manager.
let's talk about him. Another pretty much unknown entity before he came into the Prem with Brentford. Brentford are a club that ran their club through XG and then signed,
Moneyball.
you know, the Moneyball philosophy. When it started, when they got Andy Gray all those years back in League One, then obviously they had Ollie Watkins and Benrahma and Ivan Toney eventually. Got them up to the Premier League. Small little Brentford.
They
got
got the
bus stop.
Bus stop in
Bus stop.
Hounslow.
yeah, just the bus
My
stop.
former
in
ends,
yeah,
man.
just the bus stop. Yeah, just the bus stop. They got their new stadium upgraded, and their first game in the Prem beat us. You know, 2-0.
Yeah.
And the worst is I called it
Sergio
on
Canos.
SDS. I
Did
called
you?
it. I said we're gonna lose to Brentford first game of the season.
Nuts.
I knew it. Away from home, Brentford, first game of the
Asking for it.
season,
Weird though, man.
asking for it.
Gary Neville and
You
Jamie
look at
Carragher.
it these days,
knew.
it looked like a shock at the time, but look
But
at how many
now,
giant killings that they've
they've
had.
done a lot.
Last season, first of all, they did a double on City, the only team in England to do the double on the treble winners. They beat Arsenal. They smashed United.
Destroyed
I
us.
think they
They
beat.
didn't beat us last season.
Against
They beat us
top-
season
No,
before.
they drew you guys.
didn't
Excuse me,
beat
last
us.
season at the Emirates. Yeah, they
1-1.
drew you guys
At the
at
Emirates, 1-1,
Yeah,
yeah,
they
1-1.
destroyed us. They
Yeah,
beat
well, we
Liverpool.
got cheated that game though.
All right, man.
Ivan
Cheated,
Toney destroyed. Who was it they destroyed? Was it Saliba or Gabriel?
Oh my God.
Oh my
Oh
days.
my
But
God.
What are we
look,
talking about?
again, talk about
Kick him out
overachievers.
with the
Nah,
lads.
he's an
Bro,
overachiever.
they're overachieving,
for
man.
real.
Honestly, like he's making, for me, average players play
Very, very-
So, and the thing with Brentford is they're so organized. They're so you just know what you're getting from
Do you know for
them.
me what it comes back to? What Ren said. Ren was what you have a squad. Do what you guys are good
Yeah,
at doing.
yeah.
And I think that's what Thomas Frank has got a
Here's
really
another
good
one.
understanding of,
I went to the Spurs stadium.
Yeah, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
He popped Spurs off the.
And that's what he shows. He shows a different, flexibility. If he's playing against these big teams, he'll shock them. He'll sit in, counter attack. He slapped us with that. Even the 1-1 game against, you could argue Brentford could have got more goals in that game, bro. Ivan Toney had huge chances in that game.
That's
Had
another
an
thing
offside
too.
goal
Well, I
as
feel
well.
like
if
he'll
I'm
be a
not
big miss, Tony.
I think
though.
too. Tony
The little
Tony missed
Yeah,
that, but
yeah.
Tony
The
missed a
ban.
few games last season as well, and Mbeumo was more than capable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he could
he's
carry-
carrying the load.
carrying-
Carrying the
10%
load.
of people have signed Tony on FPL already.
Yeah, 10% of people are idiots.
He's not playing to
That was
gather
your
it.
problem.
But Frank is a top manager. Big fan of SDS as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
Is he?
Yeah, he literally signed Ilias from the show.
I was gonna say, I've interviewed him a couple times actually.
Is it? Yeah,
Thomas
good
Frank
one.
is my guy.
Yeah,
a good one.
he's a top manager. I think
First thing
That's inside Ilias.
I was like, wait, he knows me. He knows
6 through 10. I think he
Definitely
deserves
fair, definitely
top
fair.
half of the managers in the Prem.
I think for him the next step is if he can again consolidate Brentford in the league again, could he be in line for a top job?
Maybe.
That is a good question. Next up, we have
Beckenbauer.
Oh, is this your guy?
Sheffield
Red was calling him
Off camera,
Beckenbauer.
Beckenbauer.
Heckingbottom. Why do I recognize that name?
You're thinking of Danny Higginbottom. who played for
Higginbottom.
United.
Heckingbottom.
We got Der Kaiser in the building
Paul,
here. Bro.
Paul Heckingbottom, or as Randy thought it was before we started rolling.
No.
Franz Beckenbauer.
World
France.
Cup winner,
For us.
legendary
Crazy.
center back.
Hey, that was
He
just
coaches
crazy.
Sheffield United now.
Franz
What a plot
Beckenbauer.
twist.
I think this is similar to obviously the other two new pro managers. We're gonna probably put him at the bottom, but
Yeah.
listen.
I like how
It's
Sheffield
a
play
company.
though.
We put 11 through 15.
Oh yeah,
But
true.
we know a little bit more about the company.
He can prove us.
No, but he
can
done
prove
well
us-
though. at Sheffield. Especially when they played Tottenham.
Yeah, true.
He had them balling. But I feel like his style's like Chris Wilder, but just more direct and aggressive.
Chris Wilder's first season did really well. And
Yeah, he almost
Yeah.
Similar.
Where did he finish?
Similar, but he's
Seventh or
adapted.
He almost made Europe. Yeah.
That's crazy.
His first-
That's
and then the
crazy.
relegated season after.
Yeah, it's
Ramsdale,
nuts.
innit?
COVID.
It's so weird, isn't it?
It's true.
It's so. But Dean
Funny
Henderson
game
was the
football.
keeper for them when they came 7th.
Yeah, shout out Dean Henderson. Yeah, let's sell him on for a bit of profit though. Let's sell him on for
Wait,
another.
Yeah,
But I
it's
feel like-
you get a decent amount of
My
change.
guy.
It's
that's
again,
my
it's
guy.
one of them ones from Championship to Prem, the step up. You're not going to play the same style of football that you're playing. Especially him. I think he likes 3-5-2 maybe.
Oh, look at this.
Okay.
Red hopping your
Yeah.
tactical bag.
Check it
Okay.
out.
Ricky Rose.
Tactical Rose low. Tactical Rose low.
But
Talk
it's
to
really
us.
about, it's really about the signings that they bring in. It's going to be difficult because I feel like they're that direct approach, fast on the wings,
Yeah.
and just pump the ball into the box.
Fair enough.
It's an effective style of football.
Hey, Levan, your place is in trouble, bro.
Brother, this is knowledge. This is knowledge. I didn't know this, bro.
Levan can't come up with this stuff, bro.
yeah.
Fu can't come up with this
That's
stuff.
what I'm saying, Jose.
Never.
No, but interesting to see.
I feel like the
Interesting
fans
to
of these obviously newly promoted teams, they might feel a bit hard done by, but these obviously because we have no data
Yes.
on these men.
Yes.
For sure, they could do so well and it blows out of the water and they go higher up. But as of right now,
No, I mean
the
there's
data is low.
plenty of data of them. It's just negligence from us.
Yeah,
Not
prayer
really-
absolutely is
Because
true.
you're not
It's
following the
true. It's true.
championship.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
really.
Obviously, but actually no. Let's not talk
let's
about
go.
Renedy. He knows about Sheffield
Oh, yeah,
United. Sorry,
true.
sorry.
True.
He never
But
said
I
that.
think it's fair to put him in 16 to 20 for now. But once again, Sheffield United fans, if you're watching, let us know about Mr. Heckingbottom and how good a manager
Beckenbauer.
you think he is. We've got 3 more managers to cover, and then we're going to actually order these guys. Let's go. Okay, so next up we have the oldest manager I think to ever manage in the Premier
Can we
League.
make it?
Boy.
Can we make it like 16 to 20, bro? This guy's tired. Man.
Boy. Oh, he did a
No,
great
but he
job.
did a good
Palace.
job though.
Well, yeah, we'll give the
bro.
ball to Wilfred Zaha. Bro, get this guy
Come
out
on,
of
he
here,
done.
man.
All
I'm
my
not
black
hearing
brothers
no
were shining
Great
over there,
job.
bro.
But he came in and he did a good job from where because obviously Vieira left them in a poor situation. But Roy Hodgson, that brother's football does me in, bro. Brother, like
I'll be
why
honest,
is Jordan
I'll
Ayew
be
still
honest,
kicking
I've
ball?
heard this.
You know, I hate
He has no
Why is
football.
Jordan Ayew
He doesn't. He just comes. He just came in and
That's
said,
fun.
He said, Eze, Elisa, you guys just do what you got
All
to
out.
do.
Yeah, that's what you-
He's
sometimes
not
you gotta
training.
do that,
He's
though.
not doing much.
But this guy's he
English
cripples.
Ancelotti just-
He
Nah, but
cripples.
That's a great strategy, though. Let your best players play.
It's his experience and it's his presence that maybe get the team to play
creativity, man.
well.
Obviously, he's a results manager.
No, I think he
No,
enhanced
he-
it.
Players,
I
no,
think he-
players.
I think he
But
enhanced
listen,
it.
allowing players to play
Eze,
doesn't mean putting them on a
yeah,
platform, bro.
that's true.
Eze's doing well. Don't get it twisted.
And at least I think he enhanced their creativity
did.
last season.
I don't
when
know.
he came
I don't
in.
know. But obviously in that spell with a new manager, there's going to be new feelings, and these guys are going to come out fresh. And Eze's had a great season. At least he's done very, very well. I just think this manager, there's stubbornness in there that I don't like. There's what I've seen from years in the past that have drilled 4-4-2.
He got to Europa League final.
Bring that back.
Yeah.
We're talking way back now. We're
Sultan
talking
Gira
way
days.
Brother
Hengelen
bro. You get me, bro. But yeah, Roy Hodgson, man.
Yeah, no,
It's not even an agenda because I don't even hate him that
16-20
much.
I think
But
it's fair. There's still a spot there, down there, anyways. That's.
shout out Roy Hodgson, man.
My guy.
But shout out Big Boy, man. He's still
Boy.
going. He's still going.
Big boy.
2 managers left, and these are
This is a
good managers, good coaches.
Eddie Howe for
Eddie.
me.
Eddie Howe
You
next.
could make an argument to be
You know,
2 through
2 to
5.
5. 2 to 5, no?
Eddie Howe. I mean,
But
if
who
Stars
are
was
you
here,
guys
would've put
taking him
there.
out?
We'll deal with
What's
that.
a 2 to
after.
5? Who's saying
No,
2
but
to
to put
5?
him 2 through 5, there's
Yeah.
4
We
guys.
could put him there
At
for
the- at the end.
Finish playing
At the
people
end.
places, then we'll.
Come on, man. Look at the season they've had.
Calm down, man. 6 to 10.
I think you could make the argument Howe for 5th.
Hey, I think he's 2 to 5, man.
Oh,
What?
Taking out.
come on, man.
We'll discuss that after.
Ah, let's have that
But for now,
conversation because you man,
Take out Poch.
you better have a convincing argument. Who's coming out of that for Eddie Howe?
Let's put him 2 to 5 for now.
Poch?
Poch.
Poch is crazy.
Yeah.
Pochettino?
That's what I'm saying.
We're thinking alike today. I like this.
And then
That's a good
lastly,
thing. I don't know if that's a good thing, but
Yeah, that's not a cosign that you want, my boy. Yes,
I know, that's what I said. We're going to move around.
Mm-hmm.
And lastly, we've got Unai Emery.
This guy.
Ooh, 6 to 10, easy.
But high 6 to
But
10.
high 6'10".
Yeah, I like
Aye.
him a lot. I
Okay,
rate
put
him
him
highly
there.
still.
Now, we have a problem, guys.
Oh, so now we're going to put them in order.
All managers are on the board, but we have an overload. And we also need to position them.
Okay.
So we have an overload in 2 to 5. Got extra man there. There's a man short, I think, for 6 to 10. No, there's not. There's man short for 11 to 15.
Yeah.
So, and we need to order them as well. Because in order of where they are left to right is where they're going to be. So at the moment, we've got Poch, second best manager in the league.
No.
Klopp
calm
third.
down, calm down,
That's what
calm
I'm saying. That's how it's going to be by the end of
I
it.
hear
By the
you,
end
I
of
hear
it, it's going to all be in order from 1 through to 20. So,
Should we start this Eddie Howe thing then? Should we
No,
start
yeah,
the top or
just
start
start
from the bottom?
1, 2.
okay. So one.
No, leave 1,
Pep,
2.
we're happy with Pep at 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very
You
happy.
said leave 1 and 2.
No, start at 1 and 2.
Oh, yeah. One second. We've got Pep 1
Mhm.
comfortably. I think that's fine.
Mhm.
Who we put in at number 2?
Klopp.
Arteta.
I agree.
Ooh. Now the question is today speaking right now going into next season, or is this what they've done in the Premier League?
I think it's both.
If it's what
It
they've
can't
done in the
be-
Premier
it
League,
can't be the
but
latter-
you have
it
to
can't be
take
the
both
latter
into
because you got some managers that have just been in the Premier League 1 season, some have been there for 7 seasons. It
It's like
can't
saying
be.
if Ancelotti was still
It's
at
who's the
Everton, you
best
put him
Premier League?
second.
Who's the best managers now in the Premier League?
I think it's
Arteta
Arteta.
second.
I think in 2023, Arteta is a better coach.
I agree.
better coach than Jurgen Klopp.
Manager, yeah. In 2023, yeah.
Yes.
I think so.
Maybe.
Wow.
I don't really think that should be such a hot take, to be honest with
I
you guys.
agree.
Arteta is showing.
I look biased, so I'm letting him do the speaking for me.
These days people say
No,
I
I
look
can't like.
biased.
This is we're fighting against 2 Arsenal fans right here. We got.
I'm Arsenal fan, bro. What's going on?
Well, you're backing out a Liverpool manager.
Bro,
He's a United
look at
fan.
his camera angle right
but
now has an
but
Arsene
Klopp-
Wenger book in the Arsenal
Don't do
shirt.
that.
What he's grabbed you. There's a reason why he put you there the whole time. He's smart.
You can't edit it on your profile pictures now.
This guy's a United fan talking about Liverpool managers.
No, yeah, fair. But Jurgen Klopp has proved it. He's won the Champions League
no
recently
doubt.
and he won the Prem.
I would put Klopp third,
Yeah, same.
but I would put Arteta second, man.
Over-
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
but what has Arteta
Arteta
actually
achieved?
done in the Premier League, bro?
No, but I think it's all relative, bro. Like Klopp didn't just become suddenly the second best manager the minute he won the
No, it
Champions
took
League.
But
it
it's
took
a
time. It
progression.
took time.
My
But
point is he was that
in
before-
his 4th year, would you put him second in the league?
Klopp.
In his when he didn't win anything, when he had won nothing,
no,
when he was
no.
still
My point-
doing
my-
Joe Allen 5-4 winning games. These are
No,
in
Joe
your
Allen, first
process,
of all,
bro.
was not 4
Yeah,
years
it's not
in,
4
that
years
was
into,
his
but you know what I'm
first
saying? When he
year.
do in the
But
teething
but
process.
my point is when Mourinho came second with United and I think Klopp came 4th and made the Champions League final as well too, I would have put Klopp above Mourinho.
But he
man.
made the Champions League final.
But even if he hadn't, you could see
So-
the trajectory.
What has Arteta
You-
done to
Arteta's
justify
not winning the
that?
Champions League yet.
Of course, I'm just
My
saying what's he done in the
my
Europa
point
League.
is Arteta in 2023, I think is more tactically flexible. I think he has more progressive ideas.
I don't
think-
disagree, but I'm
So-
saying
so
what
then-
they've done. But what
No, but
you
my
can't
point is,
discount. You
what did
can't
I tell you?
discount. But
Of
you're
course
talking
not.
about a time
That's
that
why I
Klopp.
would, if it was just off today, then I would have Klopp 5th because Klopp finished 5th in the league. But my point is, I'm
That's
taking.
not how
I'm
you
taking a
think
mixture of
about
both
it.
of
The way
them.
I'm thinking
The way
about
I'm
it, the way
thinking
I'm thinking about it is this: Jurgen Klopp over the last couple of years, we can't discredit him for what has happened of late and not count what he's done.
Okay,
Like, we speak about this 97 points that you talk about. competing with City, the most to push City the whole way. I think these are things that deserve merit.
95 points is how long ago, bro?
No, I understand, but Arteta has come this season. Before this, Arteta could never be in these conversations. If this season didn't happen, Arteta would. So we're saying that the credit is to the justification. Oh, I understand, of course.
Yeah, but that's hope. No, but it's not even hope. But I'll just see.
You saw the plan.
Trends and patterns.
Not a lot of people did.
But here's what I think. I do still think that today, right now, I do still think Klopp is a better manager than Mikel Arteta, as in general. Anyways, he's just unfortunate. Maybe
Is that the question though?
So yeah, I do think. I wouldn't be mad if we do Klopp 2, Arteta 3.
I wouldn't either, of course.
I wouldn't be mad if we do Klopp 2, and that's me just, Yeah,
Klopp 2, Arteta 3.
One thing as well, I'll say, right? 97 points was when Klopp had his best ever team.
True.
Klopp wasn't getting 97 points with, I don't even know who they had at one point, bro. Dejan Lovren and those guys. But once he got his full team, see what Arteta can do when he kind of has his full team this season.
Are we saying
trajectory?
Is it speculation and trajectory? Is that what we're doing here? Is that the conversation? What they're gonna do in the future?
I think
it's that then 100. And I'm with you guys. 100% Arteta's too. But I think it weighs more what tangible evidence we have from Jurgen Klopp in the Premier League to the idea of what Arteta could do.
But also with this, it's the measuring stick is a combination of many things, right? It's not just so you're looking at what he's done, everything they've done, all that stuff. But also you got to factor in trajectory and patterns, and that is a little bit of guesswork. That is a little bit of predictions. That is a little bit of looking into the future.
The guesswork we've done with Liverpool though is their signings are good and they might be involved in a title race next year.
Do you think Liverpool will finish top 2 next year?
Better than Arsenal?
Top 3.
I don't think they will.
But that's what I'm saying. So you've got to mix all of that into it. It's not easy.
Then it's like we weight heavy in the criteria. Yeah, and for me, I weigh what I've seen from Klopp in previous years.
That's fair.
And the idea that Arteta, of course, Arteta could win the league next year. He could actually win the league. And I'm not bashing Arteta here at all. I'm saying that what I weigh heavier right now is what I've seen from Jurgen Klopp. And there's actually evidence that if he gets players that work for him and he gets signings that he needs, he's shown me clearly that he can do a title run.
I think that era of Liverpool is done. I think no matter
Fair
how
enough.
much players they sign now, I think their limit now is top 4 club. I generally do. I think they'll get top 4 next season, maybe if everything goes right for the summer.
I don't think
they're a title competing, genuine title competing team anymore. I think it's fizzled out a little bit, and I think it's kind of like a Coca-Cola that's not as fizzy as it was before. You drank a bit, you put it in the fridge, you drink it again, it's not fizzy anymore.
But that's what I'm saying.
What it is.
In terms of trajectory, I agree.
I still think it's top manager.
But even today, bro, we're talking about not even trajectory, where they are today as managers. That's what he's saying as well, bro.
That as well. That's got
okay, but then there's context behind that as well. Arteta's coming in.
But there was context.
I'm saying, so his squad going over the hill. We talk about the 97 points being their peak of their squad.
Yeah.
Right now, there's been a decline with them. Are we judging Klopp during the decline, or are we giving him a chance to get a squad back again?
No,
Arteta, what we're clearly saying is that Arteta is building his squad, and we're going to see what he does when he has his full squad. They're at different times in their phases. My point is that what I've
seen, but we're measuring them at this point right now.
Yeah.
Because it's not as unfair to just use Klopp on previous, because then that's unfair on Arteta.
Yeah.
Because he's not been here for as long.
Fair enough.
And it's unfair to
do just trajectory because he's in a better situation.
So the fairest way is to meet at this point here, this cross point here, where they're at now. And where they're at now, I think Arteta is a better coach. But I'm happy to put Klopp second, Arteta third, because you're saying overall, no matter the team,
as a manager,
Klopp is
what he's done,
maybe
what he's seen.
still
Me personally,
a better manager than Arteta.
I'm looking at them in isolation. I'm honestly taking what they've done and what they expect. I mean, I'm honestly putting it to the side. I'm looking at them in isolation in 2023. Who is a better manager? I think Arteta has more to him, bro. I think he has the charisma of a Klopp. I think he can have like the aggression as well of like a Pep.
Yeah.
And I think tactically, I just think his football is better in 2023 than Klopp's. That's objective, right?
I agree.
But I think so. I think it's more conducive to winning games in 2023. And I think he's a bit more flexible than Klopp as well too. So that's really what I'm looking at. Now, I could be proven wrong and Arsenal could completely fall off a cliff. But from what I've seen from Arteta, I don't see that happening.
No, I'm not betting against Arteta here as well when I'm saying this. I need to make that clear. I'm not betting against what Arteta's done. I completely understand where he is at right now and what he's going to do or what he could do in the future. I'm just saying that is a question mark, and what we have here is empirical evidence. That's the only reason. That's my point.
Fair.
Go on, I'm
with you. I think you can put either of them.
One second. This guy swap sides.
I'm with you guys, man. You sold it to me.
You sold it to him. He's not Arteta second now.
Arteta, you sold it.
I've been outvoted.
Second.
Arteta second.
Like I said, I'm happy for either way. We could have put Klopp second, but if we took that long for second and third, oh my god. Klopp's obviously third.
Yeah.
Fourth place. Right now, currently we've got Pochettino there, but also Ten Hag and Eddie Howe
don't
in
look
that
at each other
category.
You know
Eric.
Are you guys putting Eric?
Yeah, I'll go with
Fourth best manager, better than Eddie Howe and Pochettino.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not mad at that. I think Eric Ten Hag's coming to the Premier League, has one full season. The first, second, and third manager, obviously, Pep and Klopp have been here for 7 years plus. Arteta's at least had 2.5, 3 seasons full. Ten Hag's had 1 season and he's already.
If we're talking trajectories, come back to me in 2 years, Shucks.
He's already.
Come back to me in 2 years, Shucks.
We're comfortable over here, bro. I'm
just saying, Ten Hag. The stock is going to be going up.
I know, but we got another manager. We also got manager. Stock's going up. We could be looking at 2 of the best managers after these 2 leave. So it doesn't matter.
Oh, that'll be a decent little rivalry, you know.
I like that.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So we've got our top 4. Pep, Arteta, Klopp.
Here's another
Ten Hag.
conversation, huh?
We've got one more spot. We've got one more spot in that 2 to 5 section.
We've
got Poch and Eddie Howe there. Poch, we know how. The thing is, I think they're very similar, very close. Both of them, I think, are top coaches.
Yes.
Very good coaches. It's more about favorites and bias. So,
Eddie.
I mean, Poch has managed now 2 of my least favorite clubs in the Premier League. But I'm taking it out of account because I'm a football fan first.
Yeah.
But I just like Eddie Howe so much,
Eddie.
man. There's something like Eddie Howe that I just like. It's just you can see this is a man who wants to be great. Who they both are, right? They both are top coaches, and they both studied under the best. But Eddie's gone out, taken time out of football, studied, gone around, improved his defensive work by watching Simeone because his management style before was very counter-attack heavy.
Yeah, I remember
heavy.
people used to say he was an awful defensive coach.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. He's improved it. He's worked on himself. Come to Newcastle as everyone thought it was going to be like a stopgap. Everyone's thought it was going to be just temporarily until they sign a bigger name after with their big budget. He's proven he can do it. He came when they were literally a relegation team. Now he's a Champions League manager after 1 full season. He's come in January, saved them, kept them up, and then his first full season, Champions League.
Newcastle fans are loving you, right?
Top man. No,
Even
bought to the final. Come on,
this is generally, I think, a top coach as well. And I think he's done everything right. He's not done anything wrong.
And the thing with Poch, right? The argument for people that people will give for Poch is, again, like I said, he's a great
squad builder,
and he gets underachieving players to perform at higher levels, but Eddie Howe has proven that he can also do that at an incredibly high level. Now, he hasn't done it for as long as he has, but Eddie Howe is only going to get more and more backing. Newcastle are only going to grow and grow as a project. Now, the question for me is Champions League football now,
That's
higher expectations. You're not kind of creeping behind everyone and like surprising everybody. People will be looking at you as a threat. How do Newcastle and Eddie Howe react?
I got to be consistent. It's the same thing I'm dealing with here with the previous. Pochettino has shown me previously for Spurs. He's like Elias is saying, he's built a squad up. He's played great football with them. He's had to deal with the Champions League constraints. He's felt what everyone feels usually when you get into the latter stage of the Champions League. You forget about the league a little bit. He's experienced these kind of things. He has experienced these kind of things. Chelsea's a club that obviously expects himself to be in the Champions League. He can deal with that at a higher level. I think he's a higher level manager than Eddie Howe. Yeah. Not to discredit Eddie Howe, because I just feel like Eddie Howe hasn't found himself in them situations. What you say is so correct. Yeah. He's gone away, he's improved himself, and he's come back and he's shown that he's a very good manager at this level.
Kind of like what Pep did, man, between jobs.
Yeah, it's true.
I like when managers do that. That means they back themselves. I want to take a year out of management.
Study, learn, improve.
I love it. Going to leave me. I want to get offers.
I love it.
And the thing with Pochettino is Pochettino has taken a year off as well. Let's see how he comes back as a manager.
Because we're living with old hype.
I think what we have here.
I appreciate Poch a lot.
You put a lot of weight on what they've done.
What I've seen.
And I think you're a bit like me, future driven, where trends and patterns
which is fair.
Which is fair. But based off actual, like how things have gone, and then we look at the patterns like that. It's not like just guesswork.
Do you think Poch football that worked at Spurs is going to work at Chelsea again?
I don't think so. No.
It's hard. Anything to work at Chelsea is hard.
That's a fair point.
It's true.
It's a fair point. It's true.
I think he's good, but even we're just gonna someone made like a dream lineup on Twitter. You show me, and that doesn't look too exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, I tweeted saying Chelsea will get top 4. I think when recently I tweeted out we're doing a hot takes episode, and I wasn't on, and I said, Chelsea will finish top 3 or something, top 4.
I don't know,
And I did that purely based on just how good I think Poch is, but I don't think that will happen.
I don't know.
I'm not sure. We still yet to do our Premier League predictions video, which is always fun.
Yeah.
But I'm leaning towards Eddie Howe for that 5th spot.
Me too. Wow.
You're leaning towards Eddie Howe for that 5th spot?
I don't know. Honestly, I think
I know you're leaning towards Poch.
Fuad is watching you. Fuad is watching you.
Fuad is watching. I don't know. Honestly, Eddie Howe, I could not like what you said. I can't repeat it any better than what you just did. But is Eddie Howe the guy who's going to get Newcastle contending for the league, or is he kind of like the guy before the guy?
I think so.
I think he might be the guy before the guy. But at the same time, Poch, you could also make that same argument.
Yes.
He's always been the guy before the guy as well.
Until the end of Spurs. To be fair, Spurs is not really.
I mean,
He's the guy. He doesn't get better. That's as far as it goes.
I'm gonna go with Pochettino.
Thank you.
So we're 2-2 right now.
I'm gonna go Pochettino.
We have to convince these two or what? Rin, what are you saying? What are you saying?
I'll be a bit easier to convince here because he's been a huge fan of Eddie Howe for a long time.
Poch, I don't rate Poch.
And I rate Poch. So I think I'll be a bit easier to convince. But
I just reckon I can see his football there, bro. I could see his football
like
with the squad. I think they still need to bring people
I'm
in.
not convinced, to be honest with you. I'm saying Poch, but I'm not convinced, bro.
I like
Honestly,
him, but I
I have
Eddie
question
show me.
marks. But I have question marks.
Oh, go on.
But Eddie Howe is. I have even bigger question marks about Eddie Howe.
Eddie Howe of
Why?
Newcastle. I'm gonna argue against myself here. Eddie Howe, Newcastle last year. He had injuries. Isaac wasn't available to him basically the first half of the season, and he was popping teams, and the results weren't there. Like in the Carabao Cup final, bro, they played very well against us.
Very well. They
Against
played
City,
better. They played better.
City at the Etihad. I know City won, I think 3-1. But bro, you replace Gordon with Isaac in that game. Newcastle won that game, bro. Newcastle play incredibly good football, and again, I keep saying it. It's so early in their process. Like they're only just starting to buy guys now, like Tonali and Isaac. So he's done it with Dan Burn at left back. He's done it with Fabian Schär at center back. Now imagine you give him my boy Barnes Naldo.
Yeah,
Don't sleep. Give him Tonali. He could be doing big things for Newcastle.
wait, I'm gonna have to push everyone. What are we going with?
Eddie.
Poch.
You first.
Come over to
Come on,
the dark
man.
side.
Eddie, man. You got
Come and join the dark side, brother.
I'm happy to lean with Poch.
You said Eddie.
Yeah.
You said Eddie. So I have to basically.
No, I
What
said
if I
Poch.
say-
I
what
said
if I
Poch.
say-
I said Poch. I said Poch. Yeah, I'm
And
Poch.
you said.
Poch
I
as well.
said in the end, I said I'm happy to lean towards Poch.
I'll go
It's
Poch.
very close.
Yeah. But it's close. I agree. It's very, very close.
Sorry, Rin,
So
man.
let's put Eddie
Your boy
now
Eddie
down.
Howe.
Okay.
Eddie.
I just
So-
argued
Well, you
against
got to be at the
myself,
top
by the
end.
way.
So Eddie currently sits at 6th, but Emery's right close to him. Eddie and Emery now I think is a little battle.
Well, De Zerbi is for
Or
me.
De Zerbi's
above.
there as well.
That's a little battle there, you know.
We have another
Does Eddie sit at the
conversation.
top of those three, or because Eddie was just battling Poch, now he's battling Emery and De Zerbi. Is he better than both of them?
I think De Zerbi, I put him over Emery.
Swap De Zerbi and Emery.
Yeah.
Let's
I think
swap De Zerbi.
You reckon?
Yeah, I think De Zerbi.
Well, just for this season alone.
You should
Emery,
be
but I'm not
disagreeing.
gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie though.
Just season alone.
Emery,
He has
what
Aston
he's
Villa
done
doing well.
from
But I think-
if the Premier League started when Emery came to Villa, because regardless, he wasn't here before that.
Yeah.
I think they're top
Em-
two.
I think top 3 after
Top
United,
three or
after
top
City
two.
and Arsenal.
Your
Your
thing is-
logic,
the
your
thing is-
logic
top
of
three or top
Emery
two.
should insist that it's Emery because you're the one
but-
saying, "What have you done for me? Your trophies."
True.
It should be him.
The thing with Emery, the Aston Villa situation, I don't think they were 17th. I think Gerrard car crashed that whole team.
True.
They were not a 17th team for me. So then when they were, where did they end up finishing? Something like
They finished in
top
Europa
seven.
League, bro.
So that's what I'm saying. So he did a great job to get him, but I
was
think
it
he
Conference
had,
League? Maybe
I think he had the squad performing to where they should, and then a bit more.
I
He
agree.
definitely raised the levels. I give him credit for raising the levels, but he was about reviving this team from what they should have been. Because see what Steven Gerrard there was doing, it was a
He's one
joke.
of the worst Premier League managers.
De Zerbi's
But
done
De Zerbi
well.
though, Brighton were doing well without him already. De Zerbi. He
Were they
did turn
doing
up a
well?
notch. Yeah.
So they had 9th once, and the other seasons it was between like 14th, kind of 15th.
Their
kind
whole
of
thing
area.
was XG. Remember they
Yeah.
basically
They just
lost
needed
every
that
yeah.
striker
was-
because
it really was
Mopai
about-
wasn't.
It really was
cashing
about
in.
XG.
Yeah.
But listen, Eddie Howe's in 6th. Right now,
I
De
would
Zerbi's
want, I
at
would want
7th.
Emery there, but if I'm being outvoted, I'm being outvoted.
What do you mean? What you put
I would put
De Zerbi
Emery
or
there.
Emery.
Yeah.
Emery.
Emery is okay. So this is where I'm consistent with my thing.
I'm an
Emery for
fan.
me. Emery for
I like
me.
Emery, and I think you could argue he was the manager of the year last year based on purely his impact when he came in.
And changed. And
No one changed the team more than him, in my opinion. But again, if I'm going based on my logic of, I'm just looking at De Zerbi and Emery.
oh,
in
you look at what
isolation.
potential as well.
Yeah, even potential as well. I think I know what Emery is, and I think I know how high he can get a team. Like he's almost like the modern day David Moyes, in my opinion. In terms, but maybe more success in cup competition, of course. But in terms of like he's going to bring underachieving players to a higher level. The football's not going to be pretty, but you know what you're going to get from him. But at the same time, Villa, you look at the signings they made. I think there's going to be a
See
lot
how
more pressure.
well-
I think there's going to be a lot more pressure on Emery this season.
Oh,
than you think, bro.
100%.
See how well Watkins did
100%.
as well when he came in.
Brilliant.
Watkins.
Obviously got
was
Tielemans
bo-
now.
oh my
Listen, I
goodness.
love De Zerbi and what he's done there.
Yeah.
I just think
I
De
need
Zerbi's
to
a
see
better
another-
coach than Emery. That's my opinion. I think
More
he's a better
modern coach makes progressive. If you're talking about earlier, we were saying about Arteta.
Yeah, that's
more
my-
resource
that's
driven.
my
Fair
logic,
enough.
yeah.
Fair enough.
So what are we going with? Who's 7th?
For
De
me, De
Zerbi,
Zerbi.
Emery? De Zerbi?
I'm Emery still.
Emery?
Emery.
Oh come on, guys! You need to.
What do you do?
I'm going to say Emery just because I don't want to stand still and make the video longer. Leave Emery in 7th, De Zerbi in 8th. By the way, guys, if you can be bothered, write a full list of 1 to 20 if you guys want to get involved in the comment section. I want to see what you guys would do. I'm pretty interested.
And give us full detailed paragraphs,
So we
reasons
got,
for each
yeah,
one.
Tactical
6,
reasons.
7, 8.
Everything.
We need 2 more spots there.
Who's it's
Right,
that's
we've got
Marco
Lopetegui,
Silva, so
Marcus
it's
Silva,
Lopetegui,
and
Marcus
Thomas
Silva,
Frank.
Thomas Frank.
One of them has to move down, and then we need to arrange 9.
I think Thomas Frank is definitely 6 or 10. For me,
7,
definitely.
8.
Yeah.
Does Thomas Frank sit at 9?
Do you reckon
After
Lopetegui
De
moves
Zerbi?
down?
Yeah, for me.
I think Lopetegui moves
Thomas
down.
Frank 9, Marcus over 10.
Yeah.
And then Lopetegui moves down to
Yeah, I
11.
remember when
Yeah,
I
I
first
can-
said it,
I can
I
go with
thought I thought Lopetegui would move down still.
Yeah, we
He
can
did a
move
good
Lopetegui
job.
down.
He did a
And I think
good job.
Lopetegui
Okay.
and Silva's. I would put what's his name? Frank
Thomas-
above.
Yeah,
Thomas Frank
Thomas Silva.
above
Swap Frank
Marco
and,
Silva.
and Marcus
Swap
Silva.
them
Yeah,
two.
yeah.
I think you could argue Silva and Lopetegui, but I don't
We've
mind.
got Frank at 9, Silva at 10th, currently Lopetegui at 11th.
This will be the surprise, you know.
This is
Ange
a
will
tough
be the
one.
surprise, you know.
Anything you want to change there?
I
Right
put
now,
Ange at 11.
Yeah,
Wanna
I'd put Ange over
Ange above
over
Lopetegui.
Yep, I would
Tottenham's
too.
new manager.
Maybe even Ange over.
Ange
Marco
over
Silva.
Ange over Silva is
I might
looking
put
at
Ange
Would you
me.
not
over
put,
Silva.
are we leaving company where he
Maybe
is?
we're hipster
We'll
choices.
come to that.
Come to him.
I'm gonna put Ange at. I would put Ange at 10th.
That's a hipster pick.
I would.
Ange
do that. I would. too.
Alright,
Why
so
not?
Ange has just moved up the whole category.
Shout out Ange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ange is now in 10th place. He's sitting alongside Frank Deserbi.
Yeah, okay. I'm
Emery.
gonna calm myself down.
Then we've got.
Did you start looking at a couple names? Calm down, man. Calm down.
Now
Ange
we-
over Thomas Frank.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
he might end up second.
You know, lost it.
Now we've got.
Ange is good idea. There's something coming from.
Now we've got Marcus Silva at 11th.
Send all these ideas.
We've got Marcus Silva at 11th. Lopetegui at 12th.
Yeah, that's fair.
Company at 13th.
I
Above
think
Sean Dyche and David Moyes.
Moyes
Wow.
above Sean Dyche for me.
Moyes
Yeah.
above Sean Dyche. Switch
I
Moyes.
like company above them.
But the thing
two
is,
as
I need
well.
to see more company though.
No.
no,
Switch
I like-
Moyes and
Yeah.
Dyche.
Yeah.
So that's Moyes at 14th.
Are we
Dyche
leaving
at
company there
15th.
for real though?
What do you want? Who do you
Higher
think
or
is better
lower?
than Lopetegui? Is he better than Lopetegui?
Trying to get him higher or lower?
I don't know,
Nothing
but
higher.
hold on. Company for me, the whole hype around him is that he's Pep's
Pep's
former
son,
friend.
yeah.
So I can't. For me, if we're being realistic, I think Moyes.
It's better than him, no?
I would say, yeah.
Well, you're saying Moyes should be
yeah.
ahead of
Yes.
the company.
I just
Okay,
don't know.
now
I
fair
haven't
enough.
watched
Because I haven't seen enough.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't seen enough.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but I would leave it like that only because
Preference, huh?
of no, only
Why?
because of Moyes. Yeah, he won the Conference League, but
They want him out.
Yes, West Ham fans don't want
Can
him
company ever get Burnley or even a West Ham level club to European
anymore. But
semi-finals?
Burnley and West Ham are different. Like
No, I say a West Ham level club. That's my point. I said a West Ham level club. Could he get them sixth?
Honestly, we don't know.
That's the
question.
whole thing. Could he get them?
It's a good question.
Maybe he
don't know.
could. Who knows?
We don't know. Do you want to swap them then, or
Oh,
I'm not too.
I'm not too
bothered.
fast, but
Yeah, I'm not too bothered.
we'll keep them, man? This guy destroyed the championship last season. Let's keep
He
him
did.
there.
it started in
All
pre-season
right,
early
then we've
already.
got, then
He's
we've got
cooking.
14th Moyes,
Early, oh.
15th Dyche. Okay, now we've got the bottom category. We're into Rangers, 16th through to 20th.
I'm happy.
rock
I'm
bottom.
Happy
Roy can stay there.
because I don't know the rest. I'm happy with Roy
okay,
there.
Roy, Steve Cooper. Oh, Faisal's a
Oh,
big
sorry.
fan
Yeah,
of the
Faison,
Bournemouth
Faison,
manager.
CBK.
So
are
put him
gonna be
last
on
then.
us.
If he got Faisal's cosign, put him last.
Last is crazy.
Okay.
What do you reckon? He's better than Steve Cooper?
Listen, off Faisal's word.
Off his word.
Faisal's word, you know.
I say
As if that's
put
currency
the
anywhere.
Luton manager last.
Faisal's word.
Yeah.
Qatar.
Yeah.
Hazard remontada. De Bruyne hype.
Apparently they age like drink sons.
I'm happy with
It's a
that.
favor, man.
I'm happy with that.
Age like milk.
With that?
Someone's not happy.
Who's not happy?
I see.
Above who?
Is that
I
his
see
name?
doesn't like that.
Ariola,
Companies
is that his
above
Well, you think they should swap?
He's not passing
the
the
Vallecano.
You don't even know how to say his name. Vallecano.
Vallecano
Two
11.
L's is yeah. So learn how to say the names first. Local producer.
All right. What, so,
crazy. Producer crime is crazy.
all right. So are we feeling this?
CBK is not, but I am.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. This is the official
Maybe
SDS.
Steve
cool.
Cooper over. Nah, you know, that's fine.
Now Roy's fine there. I like Roy there.
All right. So this is the official SDS Premier League managers for the 23-24 season tier list. I'm going to name all the managers from 1 through to 20. This is how we order them. It's going to be interesting to see how the season goes. In first, we've got Pep Guardiola. I think that's pretty obvious. In second, controversially, we've got Mikel Arteta. Third, we've got
Liverpool
Klopp.
fans, I didn't co-sign this.
In fourth, we've got
You're gonna be
Ten Hag.
fuming.
In fifth, we've got Pochettino.
Pochettino, as some people say.
Poch. In sixth, we've got Eddie Howe. Seventh, Unai Emery. We've got De Zerbi at eighth, followed by Thomas Frank at ninth, and Ange
Coglu.
You heard
Postecoglou.
his meme name already.
At
What people are
10.
calling
What was
him.
it?
Imposter cock.
Imposter. Oh, amazing.
They're
We've
too
got
quick.
Ange
They're too quick.
Postecoglou at 10th.
They're too quick.
And now going into the bottom 10, we have Marcus Silva at 11th.
Ange better do better than these guys, you know. Ange
Yeah,
better
he
do
just
better
made
than
the
these
top
guys,
10.
bro.
We've got Lopetegui at 12th.
Pressure.
Company at 13th. Moyes
That's the one I'm
I
not.
don't know.
That's the one that's.
above Moyes and Sean Dyche, two experienced Premier League managers. We then have Roy Hodgson at 16th, Steve Cooper at 17th,
CBK's guy.
Areola at 18th.
I forget his name. I swear that's for the West Ham goalkeeper.
Yeah, West Ham.
Andre Areola.
That guy's name's Alphonse.
Heckingbottom from Sheffield at 19th.
The boy's
and
not
Rob
Rob
Edwards
Come on, man.
Rob
at
Edwards, yeah.
20th.
That's Jason Tillman, bro. Jason Tindall.
When I first saw it, I actually thought it was genuinely Jason Tindall.
Yeah, if that was him, he'll be in top 5.
Yeah,
but yeah,
so
guys, that is our final list of our Premier League managers from 1 through to 20. Let us know what you think. It's all on the screen right now. If you think we've done your manager dirty, especially the newly promoted teams, let us know.
Get on to us.
And it'll be interesting to find out. But we'll see you guys very soon for another episode of SDS. SDS Football Mastermind between these two semi-finals coming out soon. And then we have the final. One more episode. The final. One of them will be facing Faisal in the final. Till then, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.